We're calling a rider meeting. All athletes come together on the infield, please. Rider meeting on the infield, please. Go to the All right, and that rider meeting is all done, and we are ready to start with racing here. It's going to take just a moment for the first heat to get set up, but it is Friday night racing. Welcome, one and all. Thanks, fans, for showing up here in such great numbers on this beautiful evening at the Velodrome. Did want to remind everybody, of course, I see lots of kids here today, which we've seen a lot here. School's out. It's Kiddie Kilo season now. Do make sure that there's no body parts or entire humans, in some cases, crossing under or over that railing onto the race surface for the rest of the evening. That would be very helpful. We are rolling out Cat 4s on the home straight now. Cat 4s for rollout. I think that might just be a defunct radio. I'm not sure, Dot. All right, team, we are going to get started here with a rollout really quickly. Following after that, it's going to be our open women field. We got 2 heats to qualify for finals later on today. Your first heat, Dorr, Westover, Gilchrist, Fox, Nielsen, Park, and Reeser, followed by Heat B, Mejia, Williams, Edwards, Luther, Holslander, Diebler, and Darlene. Couple more setup things we have to do here before the racing get underway. We do have gear restrictions for our Cat 4s in place, and this is just a quick way to check that. So if you're wondering why our riders are walking their bikes, this is not like a dog show for their bikes. It's a way to check the gear ratios, make sure everybody's good to go before racing starts. As soon as this is completed, we will call up that Heat A for the open women. If you're here on the live stream, thanks for tuning in. We've got a good show in store for you today. And we're going to have an opportunity during the early parts of this race to give some money for some preems later on today through the Super Chats. More information coming on that in a little bit. All right, here we go. We're just about ready to get started. The Keirin event here to start is going to be qualifying riders for major and minor finals later on. Your open women have 2 fields. 3 riders will be riding into the major final, so your first 3 across the line get to qualify for more racing in the way of going towards that 1st through 6th place race. The next 3 riders across the line will be racing in a minor final, which will race for 7th place and on. So we'll make sure to check out how this is going on here. The open women Heat A just now hitting the warm-up circle. If you're on the YouTube, you also get a good look here from the pacing bike. It's got a camera on the back to be able to kind of check the action out from inside the race. One of the benefits of tuning in on the live stream. Always fun to go back and rewatch that and get some different views and angles of the race while it's going on. And off they go. So as soon as the pacer comes onto the track, they are starting the race at 4 to go. It's 2.5 laps of racing with the pacer in front of them, bringing them up to speed progressively. At 1.5 to go, the bike is going to take a left-hand turn and get out of the way, and then it's the rider's turn to take over. And of course, the person racing in that, or riding on the pacer, pardon me, is providing a good amount of protection from the wind. The riders behind them get to sit in that slipstream, get a little bit of benefit, helps them get up to speed. Generally at our Velodrome, riders stay in their order that they draw, but now at about this point, they actually could change. So some riders you might see later tonight might start kind of moving around midstream here, but not too surprised to see our riders staying pretty much in their place here. These positions are drawn at random, so they're lined up behind the bike basically out of a random order as the race gets underway. Let's see where our riders here are at 3 to go. You got one of the kids here, number 203 is Lucy Dorer, takes the lead spot. She drew number 1. Charlotte Westover, number 201 right behind her with the orange colors. Stands out also for the Jerry Baker Juniors, and right behind her, a teammate, Lucy Gilchrist, number 4. So the kids are all the front of this field. We got our out-of-tanner coming back as Lizanne Fox in the blue. She's got the very bright pink bike, very much her trademark look over there in turn 3. Also in this group, we have Heather Nielsen for Center Cycles, and that would be the rider that's 5th in the group currently with the blue and black helmet. Seeing 2 to go now. Victoria Park, your rider that's 6th in the lineup, and right behind her is Erica Reeser, the 7th rider in the group in the pink jersey. You can see now the pacer's gotten up to pretty good speed and pulls out of the way, and now the race is really on for the field. It continues to be Dorer on the front here. She's been very strong. Young rider just coming into a really early part of her career and continues to improve. She's going to try and drive this thing from the front, still holding on to the pace, and it's 1 to go. Top 3 advance. Gilchrist is trying to ride along the red line, maybe trying to bring up the second line of this race. She brings with her the speedster, the out-of-towner, Lizanne, who's definitely one to watch here tonight in this event overall. She's coming here to make sure she's in the final. Now she'll make her attack down the back straight. Good timing for the veteran and the experienced speedster. She'll just drop the field as she comes around the corner. She says, yep, I'm going to be in this final. Look out for me. She's trying to get in top speed for some more racing this summer. How about it, folks? Lizanne Fox to take the qualifier, no questions asked. Dorer looking so strong all the way around the track, just holds on. Woo, number 4, I think, got that. Gilchrist, and then one of the kids will make it in. Lizanne Fox in another class here this evening. Can't forget who's driving the pacer tonight. That's Team Booger right there. And Team Booger, I hear they've got some open spots, and they got opportunities for kids 6 and up. trying to get out on the road, trying to learn how to do, I know they do cyclocross events big time. It's a really supportive team, a growing team. And our thanks, of course, to Mr. Fowler of Team Booger out there leading the field around on the pace laps. This is Heat B coming up. On deck is going to be the first heat for the Cat 4 men. Right now we've got Heat B on the track. It's Bella Mejia for the Jerry Baker Juniors in position number 1 right behind the bike. Annette Williams for Center Cycles. Had a great week last week and excited to see how she races the Keirin tonight. She's in bib number 11 with the white helmet right behind the first position. Amar Edwards for Team Mama Bears, bib number 5 sitting next up in the lineup, waving to the fans, the adoring fans. Number 17 is Hillary Luther, coming up the I-5 corridor to compete here this fine Friday. Leah Holslander, Jerry Baker Juniors, is the next youngster right behind her. Christine Diebler for the Liquid Velo Racing Team, coming on strong last week. See what she'll do to this evening. And of course, Kelly Darlene, the collegiate competitor from Rice University back home this summer, will round out the group, number 9 at the back in the all blue. Again, I was kind of already talked a little about Annette Williams having a strong week last week. She's got a very good position near the front of the field. Gonna be looking for her to try to advance for sure. Darlene's got a long way to get up to the front to be in the top 3. And almost like we're in sync here, she says, yeah, I agree. She's starting to think how to maybe change that up before the Pacers even out of the way. And now it's Mejia on the front and the rest of the field bearing down on her rear wheel. She tries to maintain the tempo so far. Annette Williams happy to stay with that wheel. Edwards right behind her, the second line, trying to line things up a little bit here on the home straight. 1 to go for the qualifiers. Top 3 to advance to the major. Still Mejia trying to drive this thing all the way around the Velodrome. Darlene has worked her way up alongside Coach now, trying to hold Amara down a little bit as now number 9 tries to take that secondary spot. Williams and Darlene side by side. Is there enough room? It looks like there is. Williams says, I'll get through. She found the room she needed. She takes that rest above the red line, and now Annette Williams is away. Hillary Luther, our out-of-towner, the Portland competitor coming up to join us, is trying to make the run at it too. It looks like she'll join in with Darlene and Williams to advance to the major. The next 3 across the line will race again in the minor. 3 to the major. Love being corrected when I'm right. Next up is our Cat 4 men's first heat, and on deck will be the second heat. On the track right now, you've got Angola. Here comes 3 more of the Jerry Baker Juniors. You can tell we got a lot of kids racing here tonight. The Jerry Baker Juniors for Angola is the first up, 409 at the front of the group there with the neon helmet. Right behind him is teammate Tom Herrick, number 413. And 1 more in the group is Anton Ernishev, number 403. In the pink behind that for Dyna Racing, that's Conrad Mayer. 5th in the lineup is Logan Lee in the Jerry Baker Jr. kit. And finally, at the back end of the group, drawing 6th position for Gene Johnson Cycling, that's Kevin Ulrich in the blue with the white helmet. If you can see it up there right now on the live stream, we do have a goal to reach $400 for Preems tonight. Last time we did this, we got a little unlucky. We ran out of streaming data, so we got shut down midstream. But today we're going to be just fine. So please, if you are able to, hit that super chat button and help us tonight. We're on our way to hitting $400 for Preems this evening for our long scratch tonight. You can do so again by hitting that super chat button. Don't forget just to generally comment and have a good time here. If you're in the live chat, say hi. Let us know what's going on. And if you want to call it a racer, go for it in the super chat. It's at 1 to go, and our riders are up to speed now. 3 more to advance to the major. Ernishev looks like is trying to take the front spot along with his junior pal there. It's Tom Herrick is the front rider. Ernishev's trying to come back into it. Here comes Ulrich. Oh, Dyna Racing's trying to line things up. Conrad Mayer spinning it up into turn 3. It's going to be Ulrich versus Mayer for the third spot. The kids already in pretty good position. Ernie Shev and it'll be already the line. It's going to be Conrad Mayer, number 418. Tom Herrick was the first across the line. It was Ernie Shev second. And the rider for Dyna Racing, Conrad Mayer, will make his way into the major final. Here comes Heat B. On deck, the heats for Cat 3 men. Coming up here shortly. Currently on the track, we've got 5 more riders trying to send 3 to the major finals. Michael Magger is the first position, riding in bib number 433. Behind him, Keegan Fairbanks of Jerry Baker Jr.'s is riding in number 444. David Gilchrist, number 499 for Dyna Racing, is the third position, riding in the gray jersey. Parker Sanford for Jerry Baker Jr.'s, number 404 in the black and blue kit. And then, of course, Michael Westover, number 401, draws the 5th position. That's the rider with the black, red, and blue. Your rider is going to send 3 more to the majors later on today out of this heat. This is our last qualifier for the Cat 4 men. Following this, the Cat 3 men, and then we'll have the Cat 1-2 men qualifiers. And then, Kiddie Kilo time. So still time to get signed up if kids want to get out there on the track here tonight for a fun lap. Get signed up at the big red tent behind the grandstands. Enjoy your time here this evening, folks. Don't forget to pick up your order at QT Food Truck or Dreamy Drinks. And if you're on YouTube, again, help us get a sponsorship with DoorDash, and maybe we can get some food to you too. I don't know. 2 to go. All right, well, it looks like one of our riders needs to update their sheet here, because I got Parker Stanford, now a collegiate competitor, racing for Aerotech Racing. So I'll make an adjustment to my previous announcement, a correction. And here they come into the bell. 1 to go, 3 more to advance. Magger is holding the front position currently. Gilchrist looking over the shoulder, trying to see what the riders behind him are doing. And at the top will be our collegiate competitor trying to pick things up for Aerotech Racing. There goes Stanford now at the blue line, making sure he's clear for the sprinters lane. He is good away. Here he goes. Mike Westover will join in on the effort, as will Keegan Fairbanks, and that looks to be our 3. Top 3 advance, and I think we got them already lined up here as they come on the home straight. A nice sprint for Stanford and company. Three heats in the Cat 3. That means that there's only 2 riders to advance to the major finals in each of these groups, so the stakes get a little bit higher. Be ready for this one. It's going to be fun to watch. We got 7 riders in this first heat. Let's get through them real quick here. We've got Kit Colbert riding for Broadmark Capital in the first position. It's Itai Malikoff, the second rider in the lineup for the Jerry Baker Juniors, and behind him a teammate, Will Fowler. That's Hyun Lee for Dyna Racing, drawing to the 4th position. James Campbell Harris for Aerotech Racing, found in 5th position in the lineup. Jamie Park for Dyna Racing team has got the black with a little bit of pink there in the 6th spot. And in the 7th position for Liquid Velo, Grant Gibson. On deck is Heat B, followed by Heat C. Speaking of on deck, up here on the deck, I'm joined tonight by one only, the fantastic talent of Nolan Adams. Good evening. Uh-oh, I didn't do your mic right, apparently. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Hey. Okay, we're live. Let's try that again. Okay, all the way from the top. Back here on the deck, joined by the talent of Nolan Adams. Turn it on.
And the crowd goes wild. Hey, good to be here, Corey. It's been a few months, but I'm excited to be back commentating for the evening. It'll just be tonight, hoping to be back racing next week.
All right, well, it's still good to have you. Better than not having any help up here. And let's, on the microphone. My live stream kids are like, hey, we're helping. 1 to go. Only 2 to advance here. I know you know a lot of these riders. Let's take a look and see who's going to be the one to watch here at this position. I'm watching that second lineup, maybe in the pink. Look out for good old Hyun Lee. Pulling up to speed. The riders down the sprinter's lane trying to find a little extra room. James Campbell Harris is locked onto this wheel. Hyun Lee for Dyna Racing showing up with some good speed tonight. Campbell Harris for Aerotech Racing will be your top two into the major. It looks like two juniors riding in the minor final here. Let's get our Heat B group introduced here. Oh man, we got to make sure that the GoPro's on for this one. That's the Red Ranger right there. Gonna get a good look at it on the stream. The Power Rangers are here with Stanley Douglas for the Flow Cycling Factory team. He's in position number 1. Mike Ritter for Dyna Racing in the pink right behind him with the yellow. That's Tony Bravetti in position 3. Justin Captis for Premier Racing's got the white with a little bit of green and yellow. That's position 4. Right behind him, Peter Snoblin for Aerotech Racing in the 5th spot. One spot back from there, Josh Sherfrey recently upgraded, number 6 position, bib number 328. And for the Jerry Baker Juniors, it's J.C. Pyle. He drew position 7, so he's got the position all the way at the back. Now, Nolan, of course, only 2 riders get to advance. We got a good speedster at the front in the fancy gear. He's got a good position here to win this thing. Who else are we watching here?
You know, I think Justin Cactus here in 4th position has quite a good punch on him. I would expect him to finish in the top 3, top 2 advance. So we will see.
Yeah, definitely a good spot. Somewhere middle of the field is always, depending on who you're behind, can be a really good place to move up with. I can't also count out the junior all the way at the back. It's a long way for the kid to go, but he's certainly trying to be one of these sprinter types. This is a race he wants to do well in today.
That's true. I think if he finds a good wheel to move forward here in the next 400 meters or so, he's in with a fight.
Let's take a look here as things start to pick up the pace. Douglas doing a nice job holding on to the acceleration from our pacer. A little bit of a gap from Mike Ritter behind him. But Douglas, I'm not surprised. He doesn't want to lead. He wants a wheel. So he's sitting up a little bit. He wants to find somebody else, and he's going to make this race shorter before he engages top speed. Bell's ringing. Only 2 get to advance. Ritter knows this. He's got to start going. So number 321 picks up the speed. He says, no thanks. He's got some clicking in the bikes. That's a mechanical issue. He knows he needs to get out of there. Does so safely. Here comes the kid, J.C. Pyle, all the way from the back. He rolls down to the back straight. Moving up from position 7, Stanley Douglas looks like he's trying to move the biggest gear he's ever ridden here today. Can he get up to speed? It's almost there. He's trying to challenge against Captis. The position 2nd rider. Douglas is looking powerful here. Can he hold on? Captis is trying to jump him into line. It'll be Douglas on the inside. Driving that big gear and giving the wave to turn 1. The Power Ranger does it.
That was a real impressive effort in my eyes. Stanley's definitely been working on his sprint endurance, and it showed there.
Nice. We got a bit of a break here in this heat in the Cat 3s. A couple riders did not connect. Incoming.
Kiddie Kilo to staging. Kiddie Kilo riders to staging.
And finally, here is Heat C, our last group to find 2 more qualifiers for the major final. We got Justin Pryor, another recent upgrader of the Keller Rohrbach team. He's at the front there with the white kit and the dark helmet. Right behind him, Tyra Lacey, Liquid Velo, racing with the gray kit and the white helmet. Been a few weeks since we've seen him here. Tyler Arnoldi of the Waterline Racing team draws 3rd position. Behind him is Mike Fadich, racing in the blue kit, I believe. Make that number 307 is Mike Jors. Maybe we had a no-show there. Oh, here he comes. Got it. The breakdown in the warm-up circle. There comes Fadich. He's got to do some extra work to catch back on. And then I believe we also have John Klupar in there for the Fell Soup Racing team. Almost at the back end here. He'll have to give up the position to the rider in blue for Greggs, who now swoops in to join the race. A little unorthodox, but it all works out in the end. Seeing 2 to go.
I think the rider to beat here is the Waterline Racing rider in position 3, but Mike Jors just behind in position 4 could come around at the end if he can get that draft.
Yeah, Arnoldi's been training a lot. He's not been at this track as much in the preseason as some of his competitors, but he's showing up pretty strong in these events early on here in the last few weeks. Definitely a rider to watch. Right in front of him, Tyrell Lacey, also no slouch. We'll see what he's going to do with that second position. It's a great wheel for Arnoldi to be on as he tries to follow him up into that second lineup. He'll now try to take the blue line, so it will be Arnoldi going on the aggression here, with Lacey trying to respond as quickly as he can. Mike Jors knows exactly what he needs to do. He's trying to hold on to the acceleration for Arnoldi. We've already separated ourselves down to 3. Who's going to be top 2? Will it be Jors or will it be Lacey? Jors and Lacey head-to-head for the second spot. It'll be Jors. Finds it, and the call from Nolan Adams is right on. See, I knew this partnership would pay off at least once tonight.
Person in the lineup's name.
Our first heat for the Cat 1-2s coming onto the track now. Your first appearance this year, and someone has chatted Bouncy House.
Is that insider code for something?
I think that's a throwback to some shenanigans from a year back. You might recall.
The parking lot bouncy house.
I know. It still hasn't happened. I'm sorry.
I've heard it's coming around this year, though. I hope they come out.
You're just going to keep
It's happening.
promising that?
Yeah, it's going to happen in the future for sure.
All right. This group here, our Cat 1-2 men, our first heat, 2 advanced to the major final. Let's check out who's here today to race. It's Brandon Russell from Found Cycling has drawn first position. Right behind him for Beach Cycling is Ludo Max. In the gray kit behind him with the neon helmet, that's Colin Gibson. Racing for Keller Rohrbach Racing. Andrew Carlberg for Coefficient of Speed is the 4th position in the group. Better Builders got Luke Wilson out there in the 5th spot. That's Center Cycles team. Number 6 position, Mike Darlene for Center Cycles in the blue, and then the very back end is Scott Vincent for Dyna Racing in the pink.
You know, for this race, Corey, it's really hard to look past Scott. That bright pink is just so loud and so amazing.
Are you talking about your team right now?
That's quite possible.
All right, very good. I'm also not looking past the track record holder in events that would be important to this, our fastest 200-meter speed we've yet seen here, Andrew Carlberg.
Fair point, Corey. You know, we have an attack here by Grant Gibson with 600 to go. He does seem to be stringing along Carlberg, though. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Gibson's on the attack. This is going to be a tough one for him to stay in as he's got the speed now barreling down. Brandon Russell's also making a good move here. Brando coming up the right-hand side at the blue line. Carlberg just needs to be top 2 here. He's starting to lose a little bit of speed. Luke Wilson for the Center Cycles squad has found him, but as soon as Carlberg has a wheel, he's back up. He knows he just has to do enough to survive. He'll do so, as will Russell for Found Cycling. There's your top 2. Luke Wilson, and it looks like Ludo Max will ride again in the minor final. Good first heat for the Cat 1-2 men. Your second heat coming up here in a moment. They're followed by the third and final heat of qualifiers, which means that we're just 2 races away from the Kiddie Kilo.
Best event of the night.
Always is. That's what at least half of the fans have shown up for, I'm pretty sure, just by looking around.
Minimum.
Up here now, Heat B, drawing the first position for 10-speed hero Christian Miller. In the second spot, he's marked it as Team Empire 7 Studios. That's going to be Mario Sandoval. Stranamonte Cycling in the third spot is Carl Cunningham, riding in the green, not of Team Audi. That's Carl Hofer riding in the green, I believe, of Found Cycling Guild. Waterline Racing's got John Bowie lined up in 5th spot. Dyna Racing with Scott Grinsel in the gray. It's his 6th spot. And then finally, Kenny Williams of Center Cycles got the all blue. He'll be the 7th in the lineup. Talk to me, Nolan. What we got here in this group?
Well, it's another stacked field, I'll tell you that. Christian Miller has had some pretty good sprint form so far this year. Mario's been, he's been also a rider to watch. I believe he's on the Rider of the Year podium. And then, who do we got filtering back? Yeah, Bowie, I've heard of him. I believe he's been out a couple times this year. Hard to say with his results how it'll turn out today.
You know, it doesn't look like he's on Waterline Racing because he is wearing the Rider of the Year jersey. That would be why.
I thought he was doing some adaptive heat training with a second kit.
There you go. Not today, not around here, not in these parts, let me tell you. Yeah, this is a good group here, lots of speedsters. Christian Miller finding position number 1. He's been in and out this season, but very strong compared to where he was last season. He's been putting in some good results. He's in a tough spot at the front of this particular crowd. Let's see what they do with it here. Only 2 spots available for this Keirin major final. Miller turns over the shoulder as the bell's ringing. It's 1 to go. The attack is still not coming yet. Sandoval thinks it's maybe time to start ramping it up a little bit. Okay, it's almost like Miller senses it. He gets up out of the saddle just as Sandoval tries to launch his attack. Look out for the back half, though, because here comes Bowie, the speedster. I've called him the undeniable one. It's impossible to beat this guy. It doesn't matter which event it is. He's going to get to the front in every single sprint. He's trying to do so now. Here comes Bowie. You'll get this one. Miller just going to drive it from the front. Look at that strength for number 123.
Such an impressive race for Christian Miller on the front, as well as John Bowie coming from, 5th wheel to take that? I'm definitely looking forward to the final. But first, the Kiddie Kilo, of course.
Oh, yes, before that. We're all excited about that one. Here comes your final heat for the Cat 1-2s. But before that, we have a super chat. Surge coming in with a $10 donation for the preems. It is a speedy night. Let's get those preems. I agree. A few more of those super chats will help us along the way. We'll get that up on our goal there. It looks like we're updated, so we're 190 short of hitting our number right now from the fans out there. If you want to help us out, we're going to put out some big preems during the scratches tonight. We love your support. We're also going to be getting out the bucket for the live audience here shortly to help with that. So stay tuned for that to come. This is our final heat to qualify in the Cat 1-2s. Let's see who's here to race in this group. For Fell Swoop Racing, in the front, first position, Ben Flom. Behind him for Waterline Racing, Alex Siegel. For the University of California Carvine, Carl Pratis has got the yellow and blue on, number 142, another of our collegiate competitors. For the Coefficient of Speed, Matty Hers wearing bib number 104 as the 4th position right in the middle. Behind him, Chris Wilson for Found Cycling in the green with the white helmet. And then your last rider in the group looks to be Eric Waterman for Dyna Racing Team. Another good field here. 6 riders in this group, so a few less, but only 2 get to ride on. What are we watching?
Statistically, this is the easiest field to get through to the final, given the numbers. However, you do have a decorated sprint rider in there with Alex Siegel.
No question. He is a master champion. He's a national champion for his age group. He's a speedster here at the Velodrome. Has put on some great results in sprint tournaments and, of course, in the Keirins. So the second rider, clearly a favorite in the overall picture here. It's kind of anyone else's game. It's a hard-pressed thing here. Carl Pratis was known to be good in these events, too. The collegiate in 3rd spot right now. Had a little bit of shorter season than some of the other riders, maybe coming in not as fresh, but this is a good event for him. And here goes Siegel. He's going to launch the long 1-lap attack. Rolls it up over the line. He's just going to drop everybody in turn 2. Ben Flom, a very strong rider. He might do what Christian Miller did and just hammer this thing from the front. He's challenging for it. Here comes the second attack, though. Down the back straight. What's going to happen here? Coming around the corner. Number 104 trying to reach it. Hers accelerating. Ooh, it'll be Flom by about, a couple inches there. Fell Swoop. It's Christian Miller 2.0. These two rode it from the front and made it look easy. We know that's hard. An impressive race. We got another super chat coming in, and I'm just going to quote it. Sheesh, for $10. Thanks to Samuel for helping us out there. That's what I'm talking about. And this is also what we're talking about, the future of sport here at the Velodrome. The kids coming onto the track, that's right. And it looks like we have at least 350 of them over there. It's a very bad estimate. I'm over-exaggerating, but I don't know, maybe. It's a lot. I don't know. We'll go back and look at the pictures from dbcphoto.com. Dennis is here, so we'll be able to count it from that, won't we, Dennis? That'll help.
All right, I got a first big kid group up here. Are you ready? Yeah! All right, 1 super fast lap. Ready, set, go!
Off they go. This is, of course, the fun lap here for the kids. We do this a lot during the month of July. Here at the end of June and going into July, we've got 5 in a row of these Kiddie Kilos. And you too can bring the kid out on a Friday night. If you got a neighbor kid that just needs to get some energy out on a Friday, a good reason to come join us here at the park. It's a fun event. Our Kiddie Kilo going on right now, and looks like our oldest group here trying to take on the track in a fast lap. And already a fast finisher rounding onto the home straight. Stomp your feet, make some noise. Clap your hands together for the first finisher. All right. Woo. Showing off some bike handling skills, dance moves, combination. Love it. Nice racing, nice riding, everybody. Come on into the grass.
Looks like the season points leader came in 4th there, Corey.
I wasn't going to talk about number 1, but if you will, my favorite racer out there. Yeah, I see the comment out there on YouTube about the donations. If you're not here in person, we don't really have a better way currently. We know some of it will go in YouTube's back pocket, but it's currently our best method. We're working on some other methods. What's nice about this one is the interactivity with our fans as we get more people tuning in. So the super chat away, we will still make sure all of the money that is donated today, we've got the cash on hand, does go to our riders. So we'll make sure to get it all covered. Don't you worry about that. Now our kids getting set up for another group here. This is another large group of youngsters about to go around the track one time.
All right, so our second group. Are you ready? Okay, 1 super fast lap. Ready, set, go!
Off they go, off they go, off they go. 1 quick lap around the track. And look at the speedsters hit it down and to the left, down to the left. Look at 106 says, I saw the big kids do this. I want to do it. I just don't want to see any kids not go around that corner. So keep the speed up. There you go. All right. I'm impressed. These kids will not be denied. If you think this is a good fit for your kid to come out here and do some more riding or racing, if they are age 8 and up, we've got really good ways to get them involved more officially here. They can check out Camp Velo, which we're going to talk a lot more about here during the Camp Velo graduation this evening. We also have Youth Try the Track classes. These are just 1 hour long, totally free. Register online at velodrome.org under the education tab, and we can get you signed up for one of those. Included in the registration for $0 is also one of our rental bikes that fits the kids. Just need to bring a helmet and some athletic gear. Yeah, oh my gosh, that's some confidence. This guy wants the limelight. I love this. Nice job all the way around the Velodrome. Into the grass, way to go. Oh, and another fan jumping in on the live stream here. I see Camille's wishing Alan a happy birthday and popping up $10 for the preems. Thanks, Camille, and happy birthday to Alan. Nice. This is what I like about hitting this mark. This is exciting. And that's why we like to keep them down on the flat part, parents. Just again, a reminder to the kids, we want to keep them down off of the actual velodrome. Speed needed in the corners. It's safest down on the flat part. All right, couple more. Here we go. He's up and at it. There we go. Take it like a champ through turn 4. Yeah, and sprinting even faster. All right, we're making noise for the finisher here. Nice job. Good recovery. Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome from the very beginning was all about making sure it was a community-centered place. Friday nights have almost always had some form of Kiddie Kilo event. It's always been an inviting place for the youth. We continue to make that a big part of the mission here. The board has worked hard to continue to support juniors. Good to see so many kids coming out during our Kiddie Kilo season. Yeah, that's right. Giving lots of noise here to our last finisher from this group. Nicely done. Keep on going. You're almost there. Brought the basket and everything. It's an empty basket. We should put something awesome in there. Maybe, I don't know, something delicious from Dreamy Drinks. Oh, that's right. All right, another big group coming up here. A big group of the little people. So many. They keep coming. My earlier estimates may not have been far off.
Okay, once again, this next group. Are you ready? Yeah! All right, one super fast lap. Ready, set, go!
Here goes another group, up and away. One to go, one to go, one to go. Too much fun. For some of our older juniors as well, the Velodrome does partner, of course, with, well, you saw them already. There's so many of them out here tonight. The Jerry Baker Juniors team, now what, 4 or 5 years in existence, I believe, and over 45 riders, 21 going to nationals this summer. There is a place for the future of track cycling for sure here at the Velodrome. Riders over the age of 9 are definitely encouraged to consider taking a junior class, the Camp Velo experience, and then maybe looking into participation with that team if that's something that might interest them. More information available at velodrome.org or jerrybakerjuniors.org if you want to learn more about the team that partners here with our Velodrome.
Speaking of track classes, Corey, we got classes for adults too. And yours truly will be teaching on the 8th. So come out and join me.
All right. That's a good promo. Nice. We got lots of people from our community will step up and help with those adult classes, but you can only get Nolan on the 8th. So there you go. Very good. So sign up for an adult class. You can also do that through velodrome.org. It's just $40 for the 4-hour class. It's $10 for the 1 hour try the track, of course. But with the class, you get all the safety, all the handling, all the kind of practice racing environment kind of thing where you get out there, they simulate the real race. They walk you through how to handle the fixed gear bike nice and safely. And it's a lot of fun. So come sign up for an adult class for just $40, and the rental bike is included. So if you don't have a track bike, don't worry. We'll still get you out here on the Velodrome, learn how to race. And I just like to say when the riders take an extra lap, they're just trying to get more value out of their free lap. Push that value. Let's go. All right, we got another group coming out here shortly. A few more finishers. Here they go. And the training wheels, too. Oh, my goodness. The young speedsters are showing off here for us on the home straight. Nice job. All right. Carrie Bowie, I see you out there. Throwing in a big 20 down for the racing preems today. And says, Carrie says, love all the racing. Go John and Chris. Oh, yeah. You've got your fan tune in, John. Where's Chris? Oh, yeah. There he is. There you are. I see you over there. I see the two of you. All right.
I believe this is the last of our 1-lap group, so let's keep them coming. It's big again.
Any youngsters taking a full lap? Let's get the rest of the 1-lap kids out. Coming up after the kids, we've got a Camp Velo graduation. We're going to be welcoming new members into the Velodrome community that have completed Camp Velo. And that's going to come up right after this.
Okay, our last of the 1-lap groups. Are you ready? Yeah! Woohoo, here we go. Ready, set, go. One to go,
one to go, one to go, one to go. This group wins in my heart. That was the best cheer so far.
Who are the riders to watch here, Corey?
I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 because it's so sequential and that's just a beautiful series of numbers. And also the styling of the helmet is really getting my attention.
That does look like an arrow fairing of sorts. I wonder if that's UCI legal.
Yeah, good questions. Answers we will probably not find tonight.
It looks structural, so I'm going to go with legal.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm all for it. One more fast and fun lap here. Looks like we've even got some runners out there encouraging the siblings, helping them along, hopefully with positive words to say. The wind's picking up here a little bit. This is going to make it interesting after our Kiddie Kilos are done getting back to the Keirins. Gusty here this evening. A beautiful day in Western Washington. We did have to fight off Mother Nature a little bit this month. A little bit of discouragement for the rain needed to come. It's been nice here for 2 weeks in a row. It's been good to be back here at Friday nights without cancellation. Let's hope it stays the same for our busy and beautiful July.
The forecast is promising. I have done a little bit of research.
Oh, well, that's good. I'll stay optimistic with you. What else do we have but hope? Not to get too philosophical.
I've got ice cream in the freezer.
Okay, that's good too. And the kids coming in here to finish their lap. All right, whoa. flowers and everything. That helmet is rocking too. 133. Nice job. All right, a couple more here coming around the corner in our last group to take the full lap. Gotta love some of the smarter kids taking the warm-up circle. They know how to cut the corner in style. Getting some help from the infield. All right, getting the good encouragement there. Gotta love it. Couple more here coming up to the line and a few more in the warm-up circle. And I think the last group we are going to bring up is the push bikes down the home straight. Now, if you're enjoying yourself here tonight, don't forget that we do this every single Friday night through the summer months, as long as it doesn't rain. And July is going to be one heck of a great month of racing. Next week, I hear we got a different race program. Peter Snoblin's going to be messing with the race book a little bit.
Yeah, I was trying to read through some of those rules. I'm a little perplexed. I think I'm just going to show up and ride my bike fast-ish.
Yeah, that makes sense. It'll be fun to watch as we all try to decode the nonsense and have some fun with that one. So don't forget Peter Snoblin's night next Friday. What's after that? It's Derby Days week. Woo! Which, of course, means Redmond loves Derby Days, and so do we, because we're partnering with the city of Redmond to bring out lots of people to the Velodrome. It's going to be a pate with at least, I'm guessing 1,000 people. We had nearly 1,000 last year, and we weren't even trying to bus them over here.
You know, a lot of people's cool, but what I want is more dogs.
More dogs.
I see a setter down there. I think I saw a golden retriever earlier. I want to see some more dogs out here, if I'm honest. Maybe a cat on a leash.
Hashtag dogs at the Velodrome.
You can start that one.
I don't know if it's actually happening. I'm just throwing it out there, just feeling the vibe. Dogs riding bikes. Okay, that's a real one. Okay, I'll go with that. Hashtag Jerry Baker Velodrome, or JBVelodrome, hashtag dogs riding bikes.
I'd rather just pet the dogs than watch them ride bikes, but you do you.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I get you. And of course, the week after Derby Day is going to be a party here Friday night.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
This push bike category has multiplied.
Oh
we
my
almost
gosh.
need 2 heats of push bikes. This is intense.
Wow.
All right, this group, you're just doing the straightaway. You can stay up here if you want, but nice straight lines. Kids and parents, are we ready? Woo! Okay, ready, set, go!
Wow. Look at this. Woo!
Up, 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 up.
I see Airtech Racing out there. My goodness. Wow. Down to the grass. Nice job, push bikes. My goodness. It's just a parade of speed. Nice job. Look at all these kids going. Woo! I don't know where it begins or where it ends, but it's beautiful either way.
It's like a parade float.
Right.
Alex, you have riders coming in hot. You have riders coming in hot.
I always love how the back of the push bike field is kind of more of a mom and dad encouragement kind of a zone, right? We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. It's a lot, There's a lot of people here. It's a big event. So before this group got started, I was mentioning the last Friday in July there's 2 more Fridays in July to talk about. The next one after Derby Days, Vision Grand Prix. No big deal.
NBD.
Yeah. Check that one out, of course, Vision Grand Prix. It's $10,000 cash purse, lots of merchandise, our biggest race in the year, fastest people coming out of town. No big deal, like we said. Yeah, don't even worry about it. Next week after that, Matty Hers is messing with the race schedule. We got Matty Hers night. Will be the final Friday of July. It's a great schedule upcoming. We're wrapping it up here with the kids. They are almost off the track. It looks like we're ready to start inviting them back off.
Yeah, it looks like at this point we're going to ask everyone to, in an orderly fashion, make it back. We have stickers, Kiddie Kilo stickers back there. Get your drinks, get your tacos. So, Kiddie Kilo riders, let's get back over there. They have stickers back by the tent.
Let's go, kids. We're off this way. Off the track the same way you came in it. Right off the track the same way you came in it. Nice job. We know how much effort it takes to bring the kids out here to the Velodrome, so let's put our hands together for moms and dads for bringing out the kids for the Kiddie Kilo. Thank you. Oh, Serge is back again. It's another $10 on the super chat. We're working our way to this goal. We're going to get here in no time. We're at something. We're going to calculate. Is it 250 out of 400 now? 260. Man, we're getting close. Thank you for your support, Serge. And the message is, go Camp Velo. I think we got a kid in this next group because we're cheering on for Margot. Margot's up there getting ready to go. So go Margot from Serge. Thanks for the super chat. We see you out there and appreciate your support. We're going to get these preems locked and loaded for our racers tonight. They're chomping at the bits to see how much we can raise. Coming up next will be Camp Velo graduation. One more celebratory junior moment here before we get on with the Keirin race. Once again, we're going to be bringing out the minor and major finals. A fairly small Camp Velo this week, but I heard they did a great job for the whole week. They got their training, they got their help. They are certified junior racers now. We're going to be inviting them into the Velodrome community by giving them a chance to race in front of the crowds on a Friday night. We've been doing this for the past couple of years. It's a nice ceremonial moment. Complete your class. You get invited to race on a Friday night. We all put our hands together and say, welcome to the Velodrome community. Hope you can race some more. I think it's a nice touch. It might be Amara's job here. I'm not sure. Camp Velo names. I'm going to be looking to some help here. They got thumbs. Okay, great. They've got it. We're going to get everybody through this. I see 2 riders on the home straight and 2 riders on the back straight. Each rider takes a lead on a lap. Once they've done their lap, they pull off and the next rider takes the lead.
All right, I'm going to give Kelly the microphone here as our youth director.
All right, we are ready on the home straight, getting the thumbs up from the back straight. So we're starting in 3, 2, 1, go. On the home straight, we've got Margot starting out, followed by Royce, both on frog bikes, getting a good start on the back straight. We are led by Ferdinand, followed by William. It's a close race so far. They are doing a 2-lap race. It's an Italian pursuit or a kind of a team sprint. So the first rider is going to lead for 1 full lap back to where they started, and then they're going to pull off once they get to where they started. Let's cheer them on as they come around.
So these kids have been in a whole week of camp. They've been here Monday through Friday. Day 1, they were learning how to ride a fixed gear. Let's go, home stretch team. So I believe Margot's got to pull off. There we go, it's 1 to go. I would say the backstretch has a slight lead, but let's see if we can bring it back. So yeah, they've been here the whole week. Day 1, they didn't know how to ride a track bike, and now they're racing. So this is a super awesome experience. Kids 9 to 14, this is the place for them. Oh, looks like backstretch has a little bit of a lead. They're going to be ending over there, and our frog bike's going to end here. And I believe our women minor final, you should be in staging, and women major final. Women in the finals to staging, please. All right, backstretch is done, and here comes our home stretch rider. Let's give a really big round of applause here. There we go, all the way. Woo! Nice work. They are done. All of those riders are going to try to make their way off the track safely while we stage our women for their Keirin. Great job.
Again, welcome back to the Velodrome community, to our juniors for completing that week. They are now certified racers for the juniors. They can come on out on a Monday night and keep training, keep learning, and keep practicing the sport. Our congratulations and thanks to the families and the kids for the great graduation race. And we look forward to many more excellent laps here at the Velodrome for these kids. While we were in the midst of that, we got another super chat. Man, John and Chris got more fans. Let me tell you, Suzanne checking in from Texas, throwing another $10 to the preem and says, go John and Chris. Y'all need to get some better fan bases out there. I'm looking at the athletes. Hey, maybe they don't know we're streaming right now. You could get on your phone, pick up the stream and share it on your socials or text it to a family person and say, hey, check out what's going on tonight. You can find the stream easily by going to where? Velodrome.org/live.
Just as an anecdote here, racers, if you're going to do that, please do that before you enter the racing surface. There's no texting and riding here.
Very smart. Very well said. Mission 0.
All right, so we're going to get these riders off the track before we start the Keirins. And then we have one of our Jerry Baker Juniors going to nationals, Merrick. He's a big junior. He's got a red bucket. It's the preem bucket. If you have cash and you're in the stands right now, throw $1 or $2 or $5 or $10 or $20. Merrick, you're walking too fast. Come back. I saw someone reaching for their wallet. Yeah. So Merrick with the red bucket is looking for cash, and he's going to go all the way up into corner 2, looking for some cash.
All right. With that all said and done, I'm sure that our riders got to have a nice cool down, and now they've had to rewarm themselves back up again. We are getting into the Keirins once again, starting with the Keirin Minor for the Open Women. They are followed by the major finals for the Open Women. We'll go in the same order through the categories as we did for the qualifiers. Up first, the minor finals for the Open Women in this Keirin. Westover, Nielsen, Park, Diebler, Holslander, and Mejia are currently on the track getting set to go. They're on the warm-up circle, pardon there for the mistake, and they're getting on the track in a moment. They are followed by the major final of Darlene, Luther, Williams, Gilchrist, Dorr, and Fox. And as the pacer bike from Team Booger gets back onto the race surface, we are underway. Racing has resumed. 4 to go. I'll throw out another shout out for Team Booger. I know that they're looking for more members, 6 and up. Available spots for kids 6 and up. Lots of opportunities to get out on the road as well as cross cycling. So thanks again for offering up the talents and the speed here today on that pacer for Scott Fowler and Team Booger, helping us out tonight.
Legend has it, he doesn't even have the bike turned on.
Ooh, powerful man, powerful man. Eric Schiller jumping in on the super chat with another $10. Thank you, Eric, for the support. We are getting even closer. We just started the cash collection of the bucket. Our goal now at 280 out of 400. Comes another 10 from Sheila in North Carolina. Another call out for John and Chris.
What?
Go, John and Chris, again. You better win some stuff here tonight, you two.
They're gonna take all that money and just give it back to their friends.
They just might have to. Amazing. Down the back straight, our group is lined up in this minor final. Mejia has drawn first position again, so we got a Jerry Baker Jr. up there. Speaking of Chris getting the call out, there's Diebler in the second spot for Liquid Velo, getting all the love from the fans out here tonight. As they round the corner, let's see who else we have here in the third position as they see 2 to go. Jerry Baker Jr.'s. It's got 242, Leah Holslander. That's Heather Nielsen, number 3. 201. That's going to be Charlotte Westover. And Victoria Park drew the final position, number 18, who does not want to stay there.
Speaking of which, she is on a move to the front. Nobody in her draft yet. Here we go. Heather Nielsen out of the saddle, trying to close the gap.
It's Park's race now. Let's see if she can continue on this big jump. The fans got to be hoping for Diebler to make a response here, just letting this thing roll away. It's 1 to go. Park rolling this thing. Diebler at the front of the field now. We got one broken away already as the bell's been ringing. This for the 7th place in the overall standings. It's Park's race to take it right now. She continues to stay off the front. It's a race for 8th behind her, unless this can change really quickly. Diebler still on the lead of the group here as we now see Heather Nielsen trying to come along the right-hand side. Coming up into view alongside Diebler. It's still Diebler on the front for the field. Well off the front is going to be Park. She's taking this thing home. No questions asked. Nice job in the minor final for Victoria Park. The sprint for 8th is on. Nielsen, Diebler. Nielsen will find it number 3, just over Diebler in the sprinter's lane. We got another super chat coming in on the YouTubes. Happy last day of school to Mr. G. Is it really just now last day of school, Mr. G? Really? Man. Oh, and go Dyna Racing, it says too. The whole Dyna Racing crew getting a call out there. The pink team is they're partying on the infield now. Here is your major final for the Open Women. We got a fast group here tonight competing. No faster than number 1 at the first position there at the front. Look out. She drew spot 1. It's Lizanne Fox in the blue with that neon pink bike, the Speedster.
That is her commute bike.
Is it now?
Yeah, honestly, not even joking. She commutes on this bike.
That's beautiful. I guess she's very familiar with how it handles then.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's a good way to get miles on your race bike. 3 to go. And let's see how our lineup is here in the second spot. That's going to be Hillary Luther, number 17. Number 4 is Lucy Gilchrist for the Jerry Baker Juniors. That's Annette Williams in the blue with the white helmet for the Center Cycles. Lucy Dorr for the Jerry Baker Juniors in the 5th position. And you just saw her a minute ago as our youth director in the all blue, number 9, Kelly Darlene off the mic and back off the bike, on the bike, pardon me.
Tough to say all that. So Lizanne Fox, I think, should, I would presume, lead it out and have a good chance of winning. But I did spy that Annette Williams came across the line in the heat, mouth closed. She was nose breathing in that final, or to the final. Quite an impressive effort. I would, somebody would watch.
Yeah, definitely. Number 11 always is very both smart and also, I always tell people, if you want to watch what smooth racing looks like, watch Annette Williams. The smoothest racing you can watch out here at the Velodrome. Very consistent effort. Let's see what she can do in this field. Right in front of her is one of the speedsters of the Jerry Baker Juniors, trying to find a position. And we saw what Luther could do in the qualifier too. The rider in the second wheel spot, number 17, had a really good sprint. Looked like she could do more too. The back end's got a tall order. The youngster getting left a little bit behind. She comes back onto the back end of Darlene. Rolling down on the back flat. Here comes the attack from you know it. It's Annette Williams trying to pick up the pace a little bit coming into turn 3. Lizanne Fox just says, yeah, well, here's what it looks like when I get up to speed. I don't need no wheel. Good luck beating me. Lizanne Fox come around the corner on the home straight. Oh, Luther had a good run at it. Our Portland rider, number 17, running at it nicely. Not able to get to the line first, though. It's going to be Lizanne Fox, Hillary Luther, and Annette Williams going 1, 2, 3 in the Keirin tonight for the Open Women. Yeah, good point by Tyson there on the chat, pointing out Lizanne Fox traveling by far the furthest distance of any of our riders today to race like our shortest race program of the season so far.
Yeah, I heard you came all the way from SeaTac.
Wow, that's a long drive. You betcha. The Aussie, still on the Velodrome here. There you go. The Australian with the victory, waving the wave. Thanks for the trip out, Lizanne. Good to see you here before the GP. Flying in nice and early here for some racing. Good to see you. This is the Cat 4 men in their minor final, seeing 3 to go. All right, in this minor final, we've got 5 riders racing again for 7th place and onwards. Logan Lee, number 407, is at the lead spot Mike Megger is the second rider in the group. Kevin Ulrich in the middle, in the blue for Gene Johnson Cycling. David Gilchrist in the gray for Dyna Racing. And Angola for the Jerry Baker Juniors is position 5 in this field. Again for 7th overall. Ooh, Logan's just going to move from the front. He's trying to drop this field right away. An aggressive move. Very assertive here for the junior competitor. Coming onto the home straight and just dropping this field as quick as he can. And he's opened up a beautiful gap here, but Kevin Ulrich for Gene Johnson Cycling was barely kept out of the major final, so I know he's feeling like he wants to go pick up this victory if he can get it. And he closes this gap down pretty quickly down the back straight. He'll take the lead spot as they hit turn 3. It'll be Kevin Ulrich coming on the home straight in the lead with Logan Lee in the sprinters lane just behind him. Here comes Ulrich, pick up 7th place overall in the Keirin. A nice race for him here in the minor. And Logan with an aggressive move pays off nicely. And here comes the major final for the Cat 4 men. Your top 6 positions will be found out of this group. Leading the field is Tom Herrick, number 413. His teammate, number 403, Anton Ernishev, directly behind him. It's Conrad Mayer for Dyna Racing in the pink in the 3rd spot. Mike Westover has got the black, blue, and red bib, number 401 in the 4th spot. In the black and blue of the Jerry Baker Juniors, right behind him looks to be Keegan Fairbanks, number 444. And for the Airtech Racing team, that's Parker Stanford with the blue helmet in 6th spot in the lineup. Once again, for the top 6 positions in the Keirin for the Cat 4 men, they were the top 3 in each of their heats, and they race again now to sort out the podium, figure out who's going to be on top today for our Cat 4 men. Stick around, folks. The racing is going to be good. We got a couple more finals to get through here tonight for our Cat 3 men and our Cat 1-2 men. We've got great racing still in stock for you with our long scratch races with Preems coming up this evening as well. We're actually calculating right now where we're at with our Preem goal. We'll get back to you and update the total shortly. We're on our way to matching that $400 goal we were setting for ourselves so we can make the racing fun, fast, and profitable for the riders tonight. Seeing 2 to go. The lineup's still the same as last announced. The group's getting all behind the pacer and ready to go. We still got the 2 juniors leading the field right now behind the pacer. Tom Herrick, 413. He's got his teammate Ernishev right behind him. Is already starting to look a little anxious as he tries to take over. Ernishev's just going to speed up and take the lead spot. He'll find the sprinters lane here as they hit turn 4, and it's Ernishev in the lead out now. Herrick right behind him. Bell's ringing, 1 to go. This is for 1st through 6th place. Conrad Mayer starts to pick up the pace now. Dyna Racing at the blue line, trying to overtake the kids who continue to be on the front as Ernishev starting to lose a little bit of position. It will be Conrad Mayer taking over the front now. He will have all the track room he needs. He goes down in the sprinter's lane. It is the pink team off the front, no questions asked. The challenger's trying to come up now behind him, but it's still going to be Mayer on the front. Conrad Mayer going to be your champ here today for the Cat 4s in the Keirin. Nice job for Dyna Racing. The Jerry Baker Jr. squad sends Tom Herrick right behind him. He'll be 2nd place overall. Parker Stanford tried to make a nice aggressive move to get into 3rd. Not sure he got there in time. The call would be unofficial either way. Here comes the Cat 3s into the minor final. More great racing ahead for us here as the Cat 3s first heat takes the track. And don't forget, tonight we've partnered with our good friends over at Post Stock Brewing, one of our 2023 sponsors. As always, they are brewing unique and original craft beer, and they are located, their tasting room, just outside of the Velodrome here next to the park. And there tonight, they're pouring a special Kilty Scottish Ale. If you are anywhere near the Redmond area, you need to check out our friends at Post Stock Brewing. Thanks again for their sponsorship and their support here tonight to make it a special, fun evening. Let's take a look here at the minor final. Currently on the track, we got Justin Captis in the white with the green and yellow in the first position. Right behind him is Justin Pryor for Keller Rohrbach. So the two Justins at the front there, both wearing white. The Keller Rohrbach racer with the darker helmet. With the tan rear disc wheel is Will Fowler for the Jerry Baker Juniors, and Itai Malakoff is right behind him, also of the Jerry Baker Juniors. Peter Snoblin for Airtech Racing is in 5th spot, number 347. And Tyra Lacey for Liquid Velo, number 312, is the 6th rider in the group. They just saw 2 to go. They will be getting the race here in a moment as the pacer will exit, and it's now Justin Captis at the front and the rest of the field lined up behind him. This is for 7th place through 12th place in the Keirin for the Cat 3s. Your major final is coming up next. Right in the corner behind Captis getting the bell. Everybody's still lined up. Looking so polite here at this stage in the race. Now we start to see a little bit of energy being pushed from the back of the group as they want to try to shorten that gap down. Captis is just trying to be so strong from the front. Here comes the run from some of the kids. Will Fowler trying to pick up the pace. Justin Pryor being left behind. Here comes Fowler towards the front. Nice run down the back straight. Can he hold this momentum? Nice speed from Will Fowler trying to get 7th overall. A good run at it down the back straight. Fowler looking very strong, and he will not be beaten here. Itai Malakoff follows his teammate for 2nd, and I think Captis from the front holds on just long enough for 3rd overall in that race, which would be good. I believe 7th, 8th, and 9th place for those 3 riders overall in the Keirin. And finally, your major final for the Cat 3s. On deck, the minor final for the Cat 1-2s. These are your top 2 riders from their heats. So they had to be top 2 in their heats just to get here to race tonight. So the stakes were pretty hard to get here in the first place. And here they are now to figure out who's first, who's 6th. Your champion for the Cat 3 Men Keirin to be found in just 4 short laps. James Campbell Harris draws position number 1 for Airtech Racing. Dyna Racing, Hyun Lee is in 2nd spot, the rider with the pink and the white helmet. For Waterline Racing, that's Tyler Arnoldi in the blue, sitting in 3rd spot. Right behind him, the Power Rangers showing up to race again. In the 4th spot is Stanley Douglas for Flow Racing Team. And behind him, that's JC Pyle for the Jerry Baker Juniors in the 5th spot. And finally, with an impressive qualifying race, I must say, the rider in blue with the white helmet, Mike Jors, 307, is your 6th rider in the group. This to find out who our champion will be. Looking at this field, it is pretty wide open. I was very impressed with what JC Powell was able to do in his qualifier. The junior near the back has been training for the fast speed events, fashioning himself more on the side of the sprinter than the endurance rider at the Velodrome. Won't count him out tonight. Stanley Douglas with a powerful race in the qualifier is in a pretty good spot and has a good wheel. A tough spot for Campbell Harris, who pulls 1st position, and we saw just how dominant Hyun Lee was right behind him in his qualifier, number 305. Looked like he was in an entirely different race when he got his sprint going. Mike Jors, the rider at the very back again. We didn't count him out. We weren't sure he had what it takes, but he showed great speed and acceleration to the end of his qualifier. I think a lot of these riders have what it takes to win this race today. It's going to be how the next couple meters play out. As we come into the bell, some riders starting to pick up the pace as we hit the home straight. Who's it going to be? Put your hands together. The Cat 3 Men final now underway. James Campbell Harris still leading things out at the blue line. The junior starting to reposition himself. Tyler Noli pops out and says, look at me, I got some strength here tonight too. Hyun Lee still holding off the charge. He's waiting to see the next challenge. Going to be 3 riders across as they go into turn 3. This is going to be one heck of a race, folks. Watch this finish line. Campbell Harris from the front is trying to hold this thing off. Can he hold him off? Hyun Lee trying to run him down. Hyun Lee in the middle. Campbell Harris holds on. Number 311 down the sprinter's lane all the way around for position 1. Can't be beaten. Hyun Lee and Tyler Arnoldi were barreling down on the right-hand side, but Campbell Harris says, I got this one in the bag. I'm going to put it all out here tonight on the track, and no one can come around me. He manages to hold on for the finish.
Hey, well, Corey catches his breath with that. Whew, what a call, by the way. He doesn't know yet, but we've blasted past our goal. We're at 485 plus another 105 specifically for the women. So we are nearly at $600 in pre-money for the last scratch races. It is going to be some speedy racing.
Thank you to all the fans out there, both those in person and, of course, those on the YouTubes. Hand for yourself, folks, for the fans. Put your hands together for almost $600 in preems. Come on now. Nicely done. Maybe the athletes should be the ones putting their hands together. What am I talking about? All right. Man, good racing here so far, and thank you for your generosity and the fun. Our athletes certainly appreciate it, especially those who win the money. Right now, the Cat 1-2s are out in their minor final, and they just saw 3 to go the last time they came across. Let's check in on who our group is. Drawing position number 1, it's the big Luke Wilson for the Center Cycles team. number 182. Right behind him appears to be Matty Hers, number 104, for the coefficient of speed in the blue with the white helmet. Next up in the group for the Strong Mountie Racing team, that's going to be Carl Cunningham in the third spot, number 127. Ludo Max, 105 for Beat Cycling. There's Chris Wilson for the Found Cycling Guild, number 107. Mario Sandoval is the rider at the back of the group in position 6. This is for 7th through 12th place in the Keirin for the Cal 1-2 men. The race is underway now. The field under the power of Luke Wilson, who has shown great strength and improving quickly this season. All-around powerful athlete here at the front of the group. What are they going to do with this as he continues to be on the front? Oh, Matty Hers makes the jump for coefficient of speed. He comes around the right-hand side. A great attack at 1 to go. He jumps over Wilson, who's got to find some way to respond here. Here comes Strong Mountie Cycling as well. Carl Cunningham's trying to get there. They're about to catch. Luke Wilson might find the rear wheel. If Luke Wilson can find the wheel, he'll shoot over the top and try to hold on to this thing. Wilson trying to take on Hers. It's now Hers versus Wilson. Hers, Wilson, Hers. Oh, Wilson might have gotten this one. Oh, I think it's going to be the rider in blue with the white helmet. Oh, wait, it's both of them. Number 182 down the middle, Luke Wilson for Center Cycles, the unofficial winner of that sprint. Oh, boy, that was close. Matty Hers with a great jump. Just had to hold off the charge and couldn't do it quite long enough, I think. Carl Cunningham also coming in, I think, third place. Pretty safe call there. Folks, if you thought that was fun, here comes what might be the fastest race tonight, the fastest top speed you'll see all week long on any race on 2 wheels.
Are you telling me that was not the final?
That wasn't even the major final. It's going to be even more crazy here in a moment. You're back here from, are you still counting money back here, Nolan? Is that what's going on?
I am.
All right. Just make sure you keep it all in the pile. None goes in the back pocket, okay?
Hey, you just stick to commentating.
All
I got
right,
the money.
all right. I got my eyes on the race. I trust you. Let's see what's going on with our major final here. Riders having a good lineup here tonight. It's been great racing so far. It's Ben Flom for the full Fell Swoop Racing Team, number 126, draws position 1. For coefficient of speed, number 106, Andrew Karlberg, currently our champion of top speed at the Velodrome with some records in his back pocket. He's also got some world records also for some of his attempts. Really an impressive top speed rider. We're going to be keep watching him. The rider in green for Found Cycling, right behind him is Brandon Russell, who had an impressive qualifying race, got away from the group. Very strong ride for him. Christian Miller in the white for 10 Speed Heroes, the fourth rider in this lineup. We saw him win from the front of his group. He's now back on 4th wheel spot. Bowie, our Rider of the Year jersey, is in 5th position, riding for the Waterline Racing Team. What a season he's had, and he's got a lot of fans watching right now, I know that. So we've got a lot of cheering going on for that rider. And finally, also for Waterline Racing, Alex Siegel draws position number 6. The race is now fully underway as the Pacers pull out of the way, and let's see what happens here, folks. Turn your eyes to the Velodrome. It's 1 to go for the Cat 1-2 men. Major final. Your champion of top speed about to be found out here. Brandon Russell trying to make the big move. Whoa, Bowie's trying to wrap things up all the way around. Greg Cycle sign down into the back straight. He's dropping down that sprinter's lane. He's got the line. He's digging in deep. Can he take this thing on? It looks like they've dropped at least one rider. It's going to be Bowie versus Brandon Russell as they come around the corner. Bowie's trying to hold on. Found Cycling Guild trying to attack. Whoa! Bowie will find it. Brandon Russell was barreling down, but Bowie, the undeniable one, the unstoppable, continues to pick up win after win in this 2023 campaign. Brandon Russell with an impressive attack trying to hold on to that, and Siegel was right there for 3rd. That was some fast finishing racing right there. Very impressive for the Cat 1-2 men.
It's so frustrating to be a part of the field when Bowie's involved, but I gotta be honest, it's such a thrill to race with him / well behind him.
I can only imagine. All right, well, hopefully the stream will be able to pick back up here. It looks like things may have gone down again. We try so darn hard, and we're just out in the middle of nowhere. I had an offer for Starlink at some point from somebody to help sponsor us. That was an offer. I'm going to see if I can follow up on that. We need help. It's tough out here. But in the meantime, the racing is still underway, and we got lots of money in our preems. We're going to be throwing out some big cash during this race. The Open Women have a 5-mile scratch, a 20-lap event with preems. I'm going to ring the bell from up here to signal those preem laps. Looks like racing's underway, and number 5 takes the first spot here on this lap. Amar Edwards on the opening effort, 20 to go. Three preems for the Open Women.
Beer garden cream and then a 100 500.
So I'm going to ring the bell 3 times total. From our preem donations, we were able to bring our totals up for the Open Women. First, we have a $50 cash preem, thanks to the general donations, a $100 cash preem, and a special edition anonymous donor from the beer garden, throwing a $105 cash preem as well. So big money here tonight, besides just the victory to win the race. Of course, 3 other prizes along the way for our Open Women competitors. All right, racing underway. We've got a few laps under our belts here, and things looking good for this Open Women 5-mile scratch. Hillary Luther, number 17, showed that she's made up some great speed here with an excellent effort during the Keirins. So in the 17, definitely one to watch in these sprints. Scratch racing all about getting to the finish line first, but how about we make this next time across the finish line a little bit more fun? I got a first preem for $50 to lead the lap. $50 to lead the lap. $50 to lead the lap. A big 5-0 coming to you from our fans here tonight supporting racing. I just think the Aussie is going to be really happy this evening. That's what I'm going to say. The Liz Ann Fox trip is going to become it's going to help for that plane ticket back home. Because man, oh man, can this rider be denied? Well, one of the juniors wants to try to deny it. That's a big payout. Oh boy. Here comes Dorr trying to chase down the wheel of Fox. Fox and Dorr. Fox says, no. I need that. Thank you very much. The rider in blue with the pink bike has picked up the $50. Make that one for Liz Ann Fox. They just saw 15 to go. And that speed causing a bit of a break here in the group. $13 to go as the field coming back together again after the sprint for the first 50. Our riders kind of reset themselves one more time. We've seen Victoria Park, what speed she had during that Keirin as well, the rider that comes now to the front. Another one to be keeping your eye on for that finish. And of course, we get to watch the whole race unfold here at the Velodrome. It's not like these riders ride off into the sunset and then come back only once or twice before it's all over. We get to watch the whole action here from the Velodrome. And so far the field mostly taking their turns, keeping a fairly moderate tempo in the early half here, the first half of the race. At 12 to go, now Heather Nielsen finds the front for a moment. She'll pull up after her pull. A little windy out here this evening. Kind of expecting the riders to be feeling a decently strong headwind tonight on the back straight. So the effort on the back half of the Velodrome a little bit harder right now than it is on the home half of this ride tonight. Definitely will play a factor in how the race unfolds overall. Here comes our youth director once again. That's Kelly Darlene at the front in the blue for the Rice University racing team as she comes in front of the beverage garden. Charlotte Westover right behind her, seeing 11 to go. Our field continue to take their turns at the front and rotate around here. As a rider, one of our sponsors, the Stanley sign over there in turn 3. The field seeing 8 to go, and I'm going to give $100 to lead the lap. $100 to lead this lap at 8 to go. Victoria Park, number 18, was near the front. She takes the big jump, but again, the Aussie says, I have to pay for the flight home. Thank you for your support, fans. She makes the big jump all the way up there. Park is making one big attack here. These are two strong riders. They might actually be able to do something with this jump if they wanted to. But Park coming around the corner will be having to surrender to the rider in blue. Liz Ann Fox, the speedster, the out-of-towner, the Aussie, picking up $100 cash, and the field is pretty far back there. I don't know, Liz Ann. Okay, she's going to sit up. She'll let this thing come back together again. She says, no way, no way. Victoria Park's going to keep riding, though. Let's see. They'll be seeing 6 to go when they come back around. Did she just exit? She says, all done, I got $150. Thank you very much. I'm going home now. Yeah, she is. She says, thank you very much. Victoria Park's still away here, folks. 6 to go for number 18. All right. There's the Beverage Garden favorite right there. Make some noise. There you go. Literally running out off the side of the track. Gotta love it. Let's check out the race right now as we've got the field pursuing Victoria Park now. Put herself in this great position after trying to go for the big $100. Seeing 5 to go.
This is giving me Allison Jackson, Perry Roubaix vibes. I know you watched.
I did. I don't remember all about the details in this particular year, but I'm following along. I'm following along.
It does look like it might come back together, however. So I rescind what I just said.
You were really hoping for that breakaway effort.
I was.
Yeah, I feel you. It looks like the catch is going to happen in turn 4 with 4 to go as Park putting on an impressive solo effort there. Finds herself with 4 laps remaining in the field, catching on.
Do you think she knows that they have caught on?
If she was listening to me just a moment ago, that might have been the indicator.
I think she nodded her head yes.
There we go. Awareness. Race awareness indeed. She pulls it out of the way and lets the field that's just caught do a bit of work as Hillary Luther will now start to accelerate. Hey, Beverage Garden. Someone in there gave $105 to lead the lap for the open women. $105 to lead the lap. A special donation just for this field.
It looks to me like Annette is hunting.
Yeah.
Hunting for $105.
She knows she's got a strong junior that she's found the wheel on. That's a smart move there. Dorr leads things out, and look who else is following Williams. Hillary Luther. And this could be a nice competition. The kid would love the $105. Here comes Williams, though. And Center Cycles, number 11, will take it. Cha-ching. Thanks for all the fun donations here, folks. Scratch racing, still one of my favorite races overall because I love watching the tactics and how the field can move and change. But without points to announce and things, it can get a little bit sort of static in terms of the action. Throw out the cash and things are a little bit more fun for everybody. So good excitement there and good reward for Annette Williams, our great finisher there. She finds it, a finish at just the right time. Speaking of the finish, it's 1 to go. 1 to go for the open women. Kelly Darlene now slides herself towards the front. The collegiate competitor, number 9, tries to take over command of the front of the race. Annette Williams just sprinted for a lot of cash. Can she do it again? This might give Hillary Luther a great opportunity to finish in front here. Let's see as Darlene hits turn 3. I think the riders behind her are certainly favored in the sprint situation here that they find themselves in, but Darlene hasn't gone for any money yet, so she's also one to beat here. Can number 9 get the victory in the scratch? Ooh, Williams will not be stopped. Annette Williams gets the big cash and the big win. Number 9 comes across the line second, and there's Hillary Luther, your speedster out of Portland. What a great finish for the open women. Couple more riders finishing up here, folks. Good racing for the open women field. Again, thanks to the fans for helping making it fun and fast on a few laps there. Appreciated it in so many different ways. Here comes the Cat 4s now up to the rail for their scratch race. Cat 4 men to the rail. Cat 4s. I'm going to ring the bell. Read it twice. And for those 2, one of the bells will be for $35 and one of them will be for $50. That's right. Cat 4 men on their way for their 5-mile scratch with 2 preems. Currently in the neutral, will start about a turn 4 if they're all together. Don't forget, next week we've got a special race format brought to you by the one and only Peter Snoblin. Snowby's race is going to be, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. That's next Friday. He's shaking his head no. I don't know. Are you regretting your choices? Oh, something else? All right. Very good. The next Friday after that is Derby Days, and if you have not yet marked your calendars for the great Redmond event of Derby Days, don't forget We're also hosting Friday Night Racing here that night on the Friday of Derby Days, and we partnered with the city of Redmond to make something special happen, so don't miss that fun evening of racing. That's Logan Lee attacking right away. The attack is underway from the beginning of the race, and that's with 19 to go, maybe hoping for an early preem lap.
Optimism. He must have a good bit of optimism, because you told me how many laps when you were going to ring it, and it wasn't with 19 to go. And the reason I know that is because it would have had to have happened already.
That's correct. That would be a very early preem indeed. Well, you know, it's a bit of a gambler move. You know, maybe he'll come in the first couple laps, and then I'm done with the race. If it doesn't, nothing lost. You know,
Straight to the beer garden. Am I right?
21 and older, Nolan. 21 and over. That's right. I know, it's hard to remember. 18 to go. As Logan Lee still off the front.
Just barely.
Just barely. As the attack will get caught here as the field, that's Mike Westover, finds the lead. At 17 to go, it's Parker Stanford. Aerotech Racing pulls up and out of the way. Looks like Ernie Shev for the Jerry Baker Jr. is now at the front.
Front group of 8 working well together. 2 just off the back, but closing.
Yeah, generally our field mostly together. I think the youngster on that early attack thinking maybe this race is too long. I'm just going to have some fun at the front. Hope the bell rings. It didn't.
Yeah,
No.
Typically the pack isn't going to work too hard when there isn't anyone out front. There's just not a lot of incentive there. Especially if you're more sprint oriented, you would want the race to come down to a sprint, and if you keep the pace moderate, that discourages attacks off the front.
And right now with the field kind of coming back together again after the speed to catch Logan and kind of resetting themselves, it does look like the 2 trailers might be able to get back in there. That's Iangola with that bright helmet trying to come back into contact with the back of the field. He'll be able to do so. And again, most of our starters now in this group coming on the home straight, seeing 15 to go. Conrad Mayer for Dyna Racing, 418, takes the lead spot.
Interesting tactic to come over the top onto the front and then push the pace, but maybe he is hoping for a preem this lap upcoming.
Might be setting up for some speed. Applying pressure against those you think have less endurance than you, always an option if you think you have that base endurance that you can overcome them in the end. And maybe he did actually send something, because I have on this lap $35 to lead the lap. $35 to lead the lap. $35 to lead the lap at 14 to go. He just might have known something. What can you say? And it's still Conrad Mayer leading things out. Couple of juniors trying to come along that second line there above the red. Oh, looks like Ernie Shev's trying to pick up the pace here. Maybe that's Tom Herrick. Hard to tell from this far apart. I'm trying to get better at picking these kids out from this distance. And come around the corner. It's still a junior on the front. Ooh. It's going to be Fairbanks on the outside. 4-4-4 with the big effort from the middle of the pack. Keegan Fairbanks. I think I saw this last week. This kid's got one heck of a sprint. Very nice. And the junior, $35 richer for that one sprint, will sit back into the group and say, yeah, thank you very much.
Question for you, Corey. Are lapped riders eligible for preems here?
No,
Bummer.
it is. Don't get lapped.
Oh, well, I can't get lapped if I'm up here on the podium with you, Corey.
That was general advice being given to the.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I thought it was personal.
I wouldn't coach you up here, man.
Oh, you're more than welcome to. You got that big old microphone.
That's true. That's true. Currently, our field mostly back together again, and the winner of the sprint and the rider that came second across the line, recovering quickly, getting back into the middle of the group. They're trying to recover before the next speed. They know there's one more preem during the race, a $50 cash preem. Again, thanks to the fans here and on YouTube for helping make that happen. We'll be able to throw out $50 at some point during the race. So trying to get ready for that one.
I got to be honest, our fans are pretty cool. Pretty cool.
They are. We're very lucky here in Redmond.
Especially that Surge. That Surge, what, 2 donations, was
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Unbelievable. And Eric?
Yeah.
What a champ.
Our fans did come through big time. And hopefully when they watch the re-uploaded video, since this live stream is down, they can be like, wow, we called them out. Thank you. It's a bummer, but that's what it is.
I always watch the re-upload with my coffee in the morning.
It is a good morning routine.
Sets the mood.
Heck yeah. Justin Capta says, yep, that's the way to do it. Get up the next day and watch that race back. There's lots to learn from rewatching the racing. Both for me, I like to rewatch it to learn for myself what I could have done better, and I'm sure that's the same thing racers are doing. They're out there watching the action and saying, what can I learn from this? So,
Speaking of which, what strategy are you picking up here?
yeah, that's a good question. Right now, I think it's kind of Conrad Mayer again going to the front and pushing the pace a little hard.
He's working his way into fitness.
He really is. As soon as he pulls out of the way, this is the kind of effort the field's showing. I think maybe there's a little bit of frustration, like, let's go. But they're all being pretty selfish, which why wouldn't you be, right? There's no off the front. There's no preem right now.
Not yet, but how many laps to go are there?
They just saw 9, so we're in the back half of the race.
I smell a preem.
It's coming at some point. It must be between now and 1 to go at some point. $50 cash. So there is a reason to stay at the front of the group, right? So even if you do take your effort, you don't want to slow down too much. I guess we're talking preems too much. I see a kid sprinting again here, trying to get away from some of the riders. Nice bit of an attack here.
Kids can win preems too.
That's exactly, they can. In fact, the last one was won by one of the youngsters.
Well, they're all children of someone.
That's true. At 8 to go, we're spitting facts up here, true wisdom. I'm learning all sorts of things. On the back straight, Parker Stanford says, I'm just going to try to leave a little bit of room here between me and the rest of this field. One of our collegiate racers trying to gap the group just a little bit. He grabs one of the riders that's been lapped at this point, so it looks like Logan jumping back into the race. At 7 to go, it's Parker Stanford off the front.
How many Dreamy Drinks boba bubbles could you get for $50, Corey?
Ooh, quite a few. I'd have to do the math really fast. It's somewhere in the range of like 8 to 10.
8 to 10 of the boba pearls?
Oh, pearls. Hundreds.
Hundreds.
Hundreds
You
of
could get
delicious
hundreds
pearls.
with a 50.
Oh, yeah.
I think the kids could be into that.
Quite a few, yes. A huge bowl of delicious fresh boba. Or, of course, our friends at QT Food Truck. Can't I talk about them, too? How many burritos could you buy?
God, I could go for 2 right now.
I guess the comparison would be how many pieces of rice or how many individual beans could you get? Yeah, I know. That's hard math. You've set this up for me. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't do math as a principal.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. This saw 6 to go. Currently, Mike Westover off the front just a bit here now as Parker Stanford tries to resume his position at the lead. Says, no, thank you. I was trying to lead out this race currently. 2 riders off the front with the field sort of straggling behind. If you turn those numbers around, what number do you see? 50. How about $50 to lead the lap at 5 to go? $50 to lead the lap at 5 to go. $50 to lead the lap.
You've still got it, Corey. It's been a whole 6 days off, but you've still got it.
Try to come up with something new every day.
Must have had some of those bobas.
It's very inspirational stuff, what can I tell you? Down the back straight, Mike Westover takes back over at the front as they hit turn 3. Parker Stanford was in the lead. This is for the $50. Conrad Mayer is trying to do the work to get back up to the front. It might be Westover at 4 to go, but Mayer, number 418, looks like he was away for that one.
My teammate is a speedy guy.
He's doing well here tonight, showing off some good speed, and he knows what to do with this speed. Or does he? Okay, here he goes. All right, he looked like he might be dropping it for a second, but why not just roll? He's been doing this a lot tonight. Stop helping the other riders. Just go and see what happens.
Conrad's toxic trait is he just goes hard.
Yeah, I mean, why not? And here, this might just pay off as he already had the position from the sprint. He was looking around trying to calculate what's going on here. He's seeing 3 to go, and he's got a nice gap.
The field in splinters behind, nothing truly coordinated. I think he could stick it.
He might be able to. Westover, also a really strong rider, very determined. He's the rider closest to Mayer now. could make that bridging effort if he could start to make a little bit of progress on this lap. You can see the gap starting to close down both for the chasing group of 3 being led by Parker Stanford as well as Westover starting to get a bit closer as we come onto the home straight. This seeing 2 to go now for the leader. 2 to go, 2 to go. Conrad still leading this thing. In fact, I would say once he got that tailwind, things opened back up again on the home straight. Now he's going down the back straight, facing that little bit more stronger wind there on the back straight. No, but this time he's muscling through it. He's keeping the gap. He's trying to do it one more time around.
I'll bet you a boba he sticks it.
Oh, man, I take you up on that one. I suppose I'm going to lose it. Here they go. It's 1 to go. Conrad Mayer and the rest of the riders. 1 to go. 1 to go. 1 to go. Mike Westover has been just dangling out here trying to catch back on to Mayer. Not able to do so just yet.
Whoa. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I
We
do
got a
see it.
Keegan Fairbanks out of turn 2 laying the hammer down.
I think this kid needs some kind of nickname. The speed that he's able to generate in this gearing, like the ability to spin, it's just awesome to watch him just accelerate so quickly. It's like a rocket coming out from the middle of the field every time he accelerates.
That's a really long nickname.
Yeah, I'll try to just turn it into a word later. And it will be Conrad Mayer holding off the entire field for 4 laps. Keegan Fairbanks with a great attack finds second across the line. Parker Stanford looking strong here tonight, finds third. In the 10-mile scratch, riders will exit on the back straight. Thank you for a great race to the Cat 4s. A couple more finishers before we invite our next group up.
Do you want this too?
And now to the rail, please. Cat 3 men to the rail. 30 laps on the cards. It's a long scratch with some preems. Let's check the folder, shall we? Cat 3 men, I got 2 preems for you this evening. Thanks again to our fans for making the preems bigger here for all of our fields. I've got 1 preem for 25. I got a second preem for 75. That's what I got. I got 2 preems. Bell ring twice from up here on some lap that you don't get to know when. 25 for one of them, 75 for the other.
Yeah, like a week ago or 4 days ago. I think there's probably some like asterisks in it. Completely missed that. Did you?
Looks like we're checking with one of our riders over there in turn 3, but the field on the track right now is still good to go. They're in their neutral. This is a 30-lap scratch with 2 preems for the Cat 3 men. Again, long scratches take a while to get through, but we got 2 fun laps in the middle somewhere. We don't get to know where. Only I have that information. I'll ring the bell for those, and we're just about set to start. There's the whistle. Racing underway. 30 to go. Perfect time to get somewhere new on the Velodrome. And while you're walking around, you'll stop in by. Well, we weren't even talking to him a lot. We've been hinting at the boba. We've been hinting at this. Get your drink over at Dreamy Drinks. And, of course, warm up with a delicious burrito, enchilada. You got some street tacos from QT Food Truck. Some great spicy hot sauce may help warm you up here. It is getting a little chilly here tonight.
Gotta warm up from the inside out sometimes.
That's right. Speaking of warming up from the inside out, how about the Beverage Garden is another place to stop into.
Are they serving Fireball tonight?
Yeah, no, that.
Oh, all right.
But we got Postdoc Brewing and Locust Ciders ready to go tonight, including a special Scottish ale.
Ooh, even better.
I know. In a small batch cask, and only our Velodrome fans can get it tonight. Sorry, Postdoc Brewing people. We stole it. Turns out that QT Food Truck left while I wasn't looking.
They must have sold out.
Guess so. They are very popular and very good food. I got my fill. Hopefully other people did too.
I got to be honest, I did not.
Okay.
I'm a little peckish.
Burger Master afterwards, I imagine.
Oh, you know it, bud.
I know the rituals. We're in the middle of a race here in the early parts of this Cat 3 men's scratch race. And that looks like another one of your teammates, Mike Ritter, is trying to take the front position here in the pink with that white helmet.
When you say try, you mean definitely he is.
Very convincingly. No questions asked. With 27 to go, Ritter demanding the front.
You know, he's got a little more energy than most because of his mechanical during the Keirin, was it?
That was a very tactical move on his part. Oh no, a mechanical. What should I do? Save my effort for the scratch, apparently. Is that the pro move nowadays?
I couldn't tell you, not a pro.
Okay, got it. I won't take advice from you on professional athletics. 26 to go. He wants to just ring that bell, darn it. Not yet. Not yet. Ritter's still at the front. He's got a recent upgrade. That's Justin Pryor, Killer Robot Racing right behind him. And there's Snowby for AirTech Racing in the third spot. Our auction winner for the race night format. He was given next Friday to make the race look a little different. And it's pretty wild. There's some fun races in there. He likes things to be smart and interesting. And he certainly made the race look very different next week. Tyra Lacey on the front, number 312, also hoping to hear the bell. Nothing ringing yet. That's going to be Snoblin and Lacey now working together on the back straight, trying to break away from the field just a little bit. If nothing else, just making everybody work to keep this together. This will start making the racing a little bit hard for some of our competitors. They start to see things pull apart just a little bit with all the effort to keep this thing together. Lacey and Snowman get found by Pryor, who brings this thing all back together again. Right behind him in the yellow, it's Tony Brevetti. That is a hawk with a fish. The Osprey here bringing in its kill. Very impressive.
Could be a burrito from QT Food Truck.
Yeah. You can't leave now. Hunt them down and go bring back some food. Hey, run us one too. That's our new DoorDash right there. We just got to learn how to train hawks. Don't know if we have time for that tonight. 23 to go, and Tony Brevetti's on the front in the all yellow, number 310. And he pulls up at the Broadmark sign. Ryder seeing 22 to go. Look who's back at the front again. Mike Ritter, number 321, takes the lead spot before giving it back to Kit Colbert for just a moment. I believe Kit now racing for the Liquid Velo team, actually, in the gray jersey. $25 to lead the lap. $25 to lead the lap. $25 at Lucky 21 to go. Let's see who we get on this time around. Who's the lead out right now is Justin Captis, currently in the lead spot. Ooh, another recent Cat 4 upgrade. Jamie Park making his way up here not too long ago into the Cat 3 field. He says, I like the upgrade. I like the new gears. And he's going to put on some speed here for the $25. He's got it well and away. Woo.
I think he's just showing his daughter how to get her done.
Yeah, very impressive. Good ride there for the $25 and good acceleration.
What will he do with all that dough?
Well, you know prices these days. Okay, we're not going to talk economics.
No, we can. That was my major.
Oh.
About like 28 years ago.
Okay, right. Got it. I didn't know that.
No, it wasn't 28.
Okay, well, not that part. I knew that was exaggeration. You have a major? No, okay. See, 19 to go. Our field coming back together again here Come across the line. There's Snowblin going to make his attack as the rest of the field wants to sit together. This is his recipe. He loves that. The field comes together. He says, nuh-uh, come get me.
He's cooking up a pot of hurt out there.
Yeah, he really is. He loves making it very painful on the field as much as he can. Why is he so loved, right?
I think he provides an extra layer of drama, which
Yes.
I'm a big fan of.
Yes. Keeping it fast does make things interesting. And at this point now, he's actually challenging the field. He says, come on, come get me. And now we're starting to hear some noise for Snowblin, who has really put himself in a great position as he sees 18 to go.
You know, a lot of you might think that Snowblin is hurting doing this effort, but that's not the case. His steady state tempo is so good. This is his sweet spot, really.
It's almost like when you watch him in the field and the field's not moving at good speed, you can see he's like, this isn't right. This is not my zone. This is not my groove. And as soon as that lane's open, he'll take it.
He did. And here he is. He's
And
got
here he
about an 80-meter gap on the field with some number of laps to go.
17 is what he just saw. Just out of sight for my second commentator here. Like, oh. Yeah, good gap here for Snowblin. That's Will Fowler trying to bring this back together a little bit. There's some organization in the field.
Interesting tactic from Will, not known as a sprinter in the threes just yet, but the future is bright. But if he doesn't pull it back, he couldn't possibly win. So there he is.
There you go. You do have to do some work at some point if you want this group to come back up. And the speedster, we just saw his sprint, Jamie Park, is trying to do some work here as well. At 16 to go, Snowblin is still in a great position. Starting to lose a little bit of that gap that he gave himself, though. And Snowblin pulls up to the rail. He abandons the effort, but not for no good cause. Again, bringing all that hurt on the rest of the field. Mission accomplished. Several laps of high speed as they have to organize and catch him.
Counterattack here by Tyrell, followed by Cactus there.
Cactus and Lacey, yes, a duo here.
A dynamic duo?
Dynamic duo. I think it's the White Helmet Club
Love that,
with the white-ish jersey and black shorts club.
love that club.
Yeah. Brand new team now off the front. And the two riders swap positions as it encourages a strong group to try to jump up quickly. We've got a front group starting to form, and the field's in scramble mode now at 14 to go. Still Tyrell on the front for Liquid Velo. He pulls up for Justin, who now sees he's been caught and says, I don't need to do much more work now. I'll let one of these riders take over.
He said that. I didn't hear from him.
With his body language.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're very perceptive.
Yeah, it's nonverbal. Up and out of the saddle at 13 to go. Here comes Justin Pryor. Number 322 on his attack, just as the group was starting to sit up. This is pretty interesting here. This is okay, new upgrader. That's Surefree from the Cat 4s. Just got upgraded this last week. Dominant in the Cat 4s. Was ready for the upgrade for sure. Jumps up here with Park and Pryor, both strong riders. Do they want to do anything? It looks like they're looking around each other, not sure what to do. That might fizzle out before this turns into anything at 12 to go.
Maybe they'll have a little chitty chat and split the next preem.
That might be it. Down the back straight, Justin Pryor still on the lead of this effort for three riders. It'll soon be essentially all back together again as the field shatters momentarily, but should start to come back into contact here. As Mike Jors looks to try to bring this thing back together on the back half. Almost up to it at 11 to go. Surefree sitting up, allowing the rest of the field to catch back on. Here goes Lacey and Cactus again. The duo have returned. Coming around on the home straight, both of the riders got the acceleration coming, and at 10 to go, they get caught quickly and say, not going to do much more work than that then. Mike Jors and company, rider 307, pulls up to the blue line and waits for the rest of the field to come underneath him.
You know, I think Big Bill Fowler's got another attack in him here. He seems to have been just playing it smart and drafting the past 10 or so laps. I think there could be a good result in it for him tonight.
That's a good one to watch here for sure. Especially as you get towards the end of the scratch race, the names you aren't calling at the lead means that they're hiding. And those that are hiding are being selfish. That means they've got more to give at the end. If this thing stays together, that's good for them.
Okay, with that logic, Stan Douglas could do very well. Very, very well.
Despite where his positioning not being anywhere in the middle of the group. Still looking. Yep, okay. Down the back straight, we got Pryor on the lead of this thing now with Snowblin coming into contact quickly. Being pulled apart again. There's this constant attacking in this Cat 3s there and just on each other here constantly. But 8 to go. I'm thinking it's about time for $75 to lead the lap. $75 to lead the lap.
Jamie Park sniffing it.
He's in a good spot to go for it, too, if he can get on a wheel and jump it.
Oh, this is looking tasty.
Who
there
else?
it is.
Who else is in a good spot? You called him earlier. Will Fowler following the wheel right now. Captus sort of leading out the kid. Now Park's trying to jump up to him. Wow, Fowler in the lead. Here comes Park. Ooh, Dyna Racing looking awfully zippy here. If he can come around the hand side, it's going to be Park versus the kid. Jamie Park. No way. You can't stop this guy. 3, 2, 0. Collecting tonight. Now, will the rider have enough for the last sprint?
You know what they call that? It's called doing the Liz Ann Fox.
Now, does he exit?
I don't think he does.
If he watches the finish from the beverage garden, that's doing the Liz Ann Fox. That's the full package.
It's technically unapproved, so all you kids out there, don't necessarily do that.
Okay, fair enough. Hitting the home straight. Our winner of the sprint coming well back into the field to rest up for the finish, seeing 6 to go. Sherfree number 328 leads the field at the blue line now. It's all about the finish at this point, so riders have only one goal, and that is to position themselves for the final sprint. Over the next couple of laps, you might see some riders make some sort of attack here. The rider at the very front again, we talked about the kind of effort he likes. Snowblin is sitting at the blue line with the track wide open and sort of a moderate tempo right now. He's certainly a rider to look for in the last couple of laps to try to go early. Not as familiar with this rider as some of the riders in this group. I haven't seen a lot of them yet, so maybe they're going to let Sherfree kind of roll a little bit here at 5 to go. He's in moderate tempo as well. Not really on the attack, but he's opened up a gap nonetheless. Looks like many of the riders in the field are sort of watching each other. They're going to let Sherfree kind of open this up casually. As he carries his tempo, he'll be getting 4 to go. And he's got himself about a 20-meter gap or so as they hit turn 3. Down the back straight, Sherfree continues to just roll away from this thing. An almost imperceptible difference in speed at first. It just continues to open up now. Only a lap later, and he's already doubled that gap, if not more. And with the time closing down for the field, someone's got to do something here soon. 3 to go for Sherfree, and soon the field coming on the home straight, they'll see it as well. 3 to go. Captus, I think, starting to feel the pressure, will begin to pick up the speed now. Maybe trying to find himself a bit closer to the leader. And he's the only one willing to do the work. Everybody else is racing against each other. They're allowing Sherfree to open this thing up even more, at least maintain this gap. Now coming into 2 to go. First place may have already rolled away. Sherfree getting some help from the beverage garden as he goes by from the home stands. Here we go, 2 to go. Now he's really down into that position. You can see he knows this is it. Might as well put all the chips forward. 2 to go. Almost a half lap up now. Snowblin might have to just go. And no one else willing to do anything with him here except for Fowler, who jumps on the wheel. So we have Fowler and Snowblin now. Here comes Mike Ritter, who starts to bring the rest of the field. And getting 1 to go, it's going to be Sherfree well off the front. I think he's already won the race. They just let him get away. Sherfree 1 to go. Might be winning in his very first week of Cat 3 racing. in this big, long scratch race. 1 to go, Snoblin, Fowler, Ritter. Here comes Fowler now trying to take over at the front. I mean, this would be Herculean to make it from here all the way up to Sherfree in this amount of time.
I think he's going to catch him in the warm-up circle.
That's about right. That's about right. Here comes Sherfree in his first Cat 3 race week, picking up a victory in this 30-lap scratch race. The field just let him get away, did not know his strength, and Fowler jumps out of the field for the field sprint. Number 345 will take second, just over Tyrell.
I love that for him.
Fantastic finish, and yeah, a great sprint for the junior. He followed Snoblin at just the right time, sets this up nicely. I think there's a little bit of that, the unknown factor, not knowing what Sherfree was capable of, a new upgrade. Probably some that, I imagine when you're in the field and you watch those moves, you're thinking, what's that guy gonna really do with this?
Yeah, whenever you have a new rider in your field, there's a bit of an unknown. It behooves you to do a little recce and see what their, what their finishing positions have been previously. But definitely an unknown quantity there. But he proved that he is definitely in a good spot in the threes. I would imagine 1-2s in, soonish.
Yeah, showing a lot of strength. Strong rider coming in this season. Cat 1-2 is coming to the rail now for our final race of the night. It's 40 laps. I got 2 preems. I'll announce them now. The totals are $100 and $50. 2 preems for the Cat 1-2s this evening.
And because people keep asking, we're going to do podiums at the end. So, yes, you have to wait through this 20-minute scratch race. There's some prize money coming out right now, but podiums are going to be at the end.
And they're off to the neutral in this 40-lap scratch. If they're all together at turn 4, we'll get this thing started. I got 2 preems during the race. What a great night of racing it's been. Really only 2 races. Usually we do 3. If you thought that wasn't enough, well, don't you worry. We've got more racing all throughout the next month. July always heats up to be our best month of racing. Almost all of our big events going on, and really this month, this year, the month of July, looking really exciting. I'm excited to be here with you all for those races. Next week, we got Peter Snoblin's special race night, followed by Derby Days partnership race night that Friday, the July 14th. Pause for a moment as our race gets underway. There's that whistle racing now starting. It's 40 laps on the lap cards. Cat 1-2 is on their first lap. The week after Derby Days, we've got Vision Grand Prix. International class racing riders coming in from all over the world will come in to compete here at our Velodrome. That's July 21st and 22nd. And the week after that, it's Matty Hers Week special. That's going to be a fun new race program as well. Lots of Kiddie Kilos. Almost every one of those Fridays, we've got a Kiddie Kilo program going on. This is a fast first lap for this group. My goodness. Opening with a good effort on the very first lap right away. That's Christian Miller now trying to keep the pace, and he does so very well. Carl Pratis now takes over at the front and will also maintain. Really hustling here. Not our biggest field we've had. Again, this is a travel weekend for a lot of people. Not really much extra incentive to be at this race other than some cash preems that we've got going on. So a smaller group.
I wish I was healthy enough to be in there.
Yeah, it would certainly help with our numbers, but it is what it is. It's still a competitive field, though. You still see the rider of the year, number 124, Bowie, near the back of the group. Always one to watch throughout the entirety of this race. Plenty of speedsters still showing up here this evening to compete. All in single file formation as they made it quick right from the get-go, maybe feeling that maybe one of the preems would come early, or just because in a lot of these longer scratch races, this is just good. Get the speed going early, open up the legs, figure out where you're at, get a feel for the field, make it fast. If someone wasn't really in it to race this thing, just make it hard for them right away. Just try to shell them before even 10 laps have gone by. The first 5 laps even, you might as well. Make it hard for the sprinters, put on the pain.
It's been tough enough that I would expect some of the more sprint-focused folks to be suffering quite a bit right now.
Yeah, and there's certainly good motivation. By the time you get in to be a Cat 1-2 you know that there's riders that have specialized, right? And if you see them show up, you're like, I know what you got, and this is not your race. I'm going to really apply the pressure now. Scott Grinsel for Dyna Racing takes over at the front. Things have slowed down just enough, though. You can see a big second line there, including one of our sprint specialists. I see Siegel out there for Waterline Racing. Still holding on to the overall speed right now, but maybe starting to show a little bit of wear and tear at 35 to go. Bit of a snap here. That's a dangerous one. I don't think Carl Cunningham wants that to stay, so he's going to get nice and arrow on his bike and try to bring this thing back together again, as Carl Pratis wasn't quite able to bring this thing together at 34 to go. Here goes Matty Hers, number 104, trying to keep this front brake moving. He's got Sandoval and Bowie with him. Some top speed riders there right near the front. Grinsel does a nice job closing this gap down. He brings with him a crew of 3 more, making it 7 at the front. A chase group of 4, make it 3 as Williams looking for a little bit of help there. 3 more behind him. And the stragglers off the back now.
A lot of the folks, some of the back markers are attacking across. That way they don't assist any of the other riders to bridge back up. It kind of looks like it might come all back together here outside of the 2 more sprint-focused riders who have just exited the track on the back stretch.
Yeah, still a tall ask here from some of the riders, showing that this has been a very fast opening quarter of this race. And they do look like there's going to be a few of them be able to get back on here. So the majority of the field coming together as we hit the home straight with 32 laps remaining.
This is definitely the type of race where if you figure you're going to be in amongst the top crew for the overall, you wouldn't necessarily want to filter all the way to the back of the line in case another snap happens and a break opens up. You'll see a lot of the top riders try to sneak back into the top half of the field. That way, if a break does happen, they're just much closer to the front still.
Yeah, positioning on these longer races, you think it's just all about positioning at the final sprint, but the race is always going on. At any point, something could happen. The further away from it you are, the harder it is to cover that sort of action at the front. Sandoval sitting at the front, speaking of which, at 31 to go. And now Christian Miller will take over at the lead as 2 riders pull up quickly. And as you see Sandoval trying to do what you were just mentioning, he looks, in fact, there is a snap. He'll fill the gap there, trying to hold on to the brake at the front. As Miller just seems like he's got a lot of push. He's got a lot of strength this year, a lot of go in his legs. As he comes to the front, he just picks it right back up again and says, this is my speed. You got to be with it or you're not in this race.
Once again, I applaud the ability for you to hear what they're saying out there, but I think I caught a whisper of that.
This group of 6 coming onto the back straight now, starting to look around each other, sort of signaling maybe not wanting to keep this attack on. It was just under the wings of Miller for a moment, and without him pulling, the group kind of starts to reset a bit and slow back down. There's 29 on the cards. Bowie, rider to watch, takes the front. Little Max now for Beat Cycling at the front for a moment, and now Matty Hers. Lots of quick rotations. The back half certainly still more gusty in there. The headwind must be factoring. The pull down the back straight has got to be a little harder than it is on the home tonight. Bit of bunching here at 28 laps to go. We've made it through more than 10 laps of pretty high speed. A few attacks, making it quick. .27 to go. Hers on the front of the group for a moment, and here's another one of these moments in the race where things could get pulled apart. Grinsel does not want to let that happen, so he'll do a nice effort here as he tries to bring things back together into one full long single file line. So so much work here in the middle of this race. I mean, even this effort by Grinsel trying to bring this back together again. Another match being burned. You got only so many of those in the back pocket when you start the race. Sandoval finds the front. He's going to try to do his own attack from the front. Just keep this thing going. A lot of hustle on the front of the field right now, and it's just the story's been where in the group is someone not able to hold on to the acceleration, and that's where we see these little windows opening for just a moment and then closing back down, but it's a lot of effort being spent all over the place here.
Yeah, there's different power profiles for a lot of these riders, so you do see some gaps opening up in front of the diesels when folks with a little bit more snap really get on the gas. Folks like Ben Flom, who can just solo away, they don't have quite the same ability to snap up onto a gap there. So that's a pretty common and a known thing amongst these riders as we all race with each other week in and week out.
Riders coming in with different gearing, right? You got some different abilities there that also affects your ability to react to the change in speed. All these things kind of play factors. And yeah, as you mentioned, what's cool about these Velodrome communities is it's a community that races against itself a lot. You know, it's sort of a small family here. We get visitors from out of town that kind of mix it up, but there's sort of a expectation of what we're going to see here from each other. On the back half now, it's definitely rest time here for most of the field, and that's exactly when Luna Max is going to say, I'll just stay down here in the sprinter's lane and see if I can move a little bit forward. Chris Wilson takes over. Ludo Max will try to hold on to the wheel here, seeing 23 to go.
Chris is a very opportunistic rider. He's still coming into form, I think, for the track season here. But when he smells a good chance here, he's going to take it. And so that's why he's looking over his shoulder, trying to see what's going on behind him.
Yeah, we've seen some great finishes and some even breakaway victories. I remember in 2022. Yeah, not in the same shape or form I saw him a year ago at this stage of the season, as you mentioned. But he's always, like you said, if there's an opening, he's going to go for it, and sometimes it can be really dramatic finishes from Wilson. He's
a Cat 1 roadie, so he's very, very savvy, and a lot of the same tactics that you find on the road and the crit scene overlap here, and so he's got the wealth of knowledge there that he over-indexes his fitness frequently.
Yeah, and he's going to do it again here. Wide open underneath. He'll jump down the sprinter's lane. He knows the field is breathing hard right now. They go up to the rail. He goes back down, and here goes the solo attack.
I would love to see someone like Scott Grinsel or Ben Flom attack across because they're definitely a breakaway type of rider where the rest of the field just has a little bit more punch. And so if it all does come back down together, I wouldn't expect them to necessarily factor in the top few riders.
Yeah, that's certainly their strength, the way they come in and show up for these races. Wilson's that kind of rider here too, and he's going to try to make something happen here. Matty Hurst feeling a little bit of pressure, tries to bring the field back up to speed. Christian Miller, there's a good rider to get at the front to try to close this thing down. He'll do some work too. John Bowie's next up. He doesn't want this race to get away from him either, so he's most likely going to try to help at least a little bit here. He hasn't been at the front too much, so he's probably got at least an effort or so to give, and he will try to close this thing down a bit at 20 to go. That gap closing down pretty quickly. Bowie does a little bit longer pull than usual. I skipped a beat there as we had a bit of a move on the track that was a little bit unexpected, a little sudden, but everybody's all right. Chris Wilson gets caught, but still, again, as you mentioned, when there's a lane, he's going to take it. He's going to make him work for it. Nice move for Chris Wilson. The Found Cycling Guild comes back together.
He's already plotting his next attack. I know it.
19 to go. Same winner. Is this a race with preems or not, is what they're starting to think. I still got the cash up here. It's sitting in the folders.
If you don't ring the bell, do we take it home?
That will be an official's warning for number 127, Carl Cunningham. That's an official warning to Carl Cunningham for moving up track into another rider dangerously. Number 127 with the official's warning at 18 to go. I get to wear many hats up here, you know, educator, announcer of the action, and then sometimes the deliverer of news, working with the officials team to keep racing safe. And sometimes moves like that, you just got to record it on there as just a reminder, riders. You've got to do a little bit better job with being aware where everybody is out here. That's always part of it. I got my first preem, $25 to lead the lap at 17 to go. It's $25, $50, excuse me, $50 to lead the lap. Thank you for the save. $50 to lead the lap $50.
You said 25 times 2.
Yes, that's right. I said it twice.
Alex about to cross the line in first position, but without a bike, DQ.
And the sprint on for the first $50. Ooh, 10-speed hero trying to send a rider up. Matty Hers is leading it out right now. Oh, Miller versus Hers. Hers should get it. 104 in the sprinter's lane. Picks up the cash. It's Miller and Hers in a really good spot. Do they want to do something? Yes, they do. I like it.
You know, I thought they were going to go for a little breakaway, attack through, and maybe they are, but the field is pulling it back here. Lots of effort being put on the front by Fount Cycling Guild, as well as my teammate, Scott Grinzel of Dyna Racing.
Yeah, at 15 to go, it looks like that's enough to encourage Miller and Hers to abandon the effort and reset to the very, very back of the field.
It always feels like a good idea when you have some separation after a sprint like that, but it immediately sets in that you are massively fatigued after all that effort, and it's usually an unsustainable amount of lactic acid is built up.
Yeah, there's something about the kind of sprint too. Like sometimes you'll see this sort of like ramp up run at it that kind of works out, and then you're carrying momentum into it. But those two that was an all-out effort from 100 meters back.
I was going to say 3, but at least one. At least one.
Yeah. Certainly, just a really, really big effort from both Hers and Miller there at the line. They're hurting after that one, and they will find themselves back in the group and reset and ready for the next one. Sitting a little wide now. A lot of riders taking up a little bit more space. The wider they are, the slower they're racing. So a little bit of moment here to catch your breath, a little bit more oxygen back in as the riders get set up for the next thing. At 13 to go, there's a $100 cash premium still around the corner at some point. Plus, of course, the big victory here tonight in the long scratch. This 40 lap, we call it the 10 mile. It's not exactly 10 miles, but it's close enough. 4 laps to a mile. It's close. It's close. Riders going to be seen 12.
With the neutral lap, it must be.
There you go. That'll work. I'm sure that's the math. I'm sure that's how it all works out. Seeing 12 to go, Sandoval on the lead of the lap, number 101. As you mentioned before, another potentially very fast rider. He wears that bib number for having a fantastic 2022 season. He was our rider of the year that year.
Certainly did. A lot of finishes up in the top 3. I think it was just overall consistency that won him the jersey last year. Steady podiums throughout.
Yeah, here every single week. That's a big part of the rider of the year podium is you got to be consistent in your attendance, and then you just got to find the podium. You just got to be there. And with this new format, we only get points out for one race in the program. It's not the whole evening. So if you can target that one, that's where you do well. A lot of riders at the blue line. A lot of eyes looking left and right, trying to read the body language of everyone around them. They see Bowie. I think people are just waiting to see is anybody else going to jump that wheel, and it'll be Flom that does so first. Bowie's putting out a bit of an effort here. He's digging in deep enough to really desire some sort of response from the field. He says, you got to come catch me. Oh, he was thinking about sitting up. He'll skip back in the sprinter's lane. There he goes.
If it were me, I would just let him dangle. Let him burn.
Let him feel he's got the lead, but yeah, these riders can close down gaps.
Easy to say from me up here in my castle right now.
That's true.
I'm not out there.
Hers accidentally off the front himself now as the field sits up, and he didn't, so he'll continue to roll. And as Hers rounds the corner, he's got himself a decent little opening here at 8 to go. Matty Hers for coefficient of speed, looking very solid here. Always a solid competitor at the Velodrome, always a name to look out for.
You know, I believe he's targeting some sort of pursuit effort, maybe at Nats. So this sort of 8 lap, that could be right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, he's impressed me in the early part of this season with his pack sprinting ability, But I also know that he's just well-rounded. You know, there's not many races where you count him out. He just has a good effort for just about everything, and I'm not surprised to hear he's been working on that pursuit effort. 7 to go.
He's frustratingly strong across all distances.
As one who rides against him, I can imagine that's frustrating.
I just don't do it.
There you go. 7 to go. Hers has continued to maintain this gap. That looks to be Found Cycling doing a bit of work at the front again, or is that going to be Beat Cycling? We're having a time. There's Ludo Max now taking over the front. So Field's doing some work at 6 to go. Maddie Hers still sitting at the front. Ludo Max feeling the end is near. Does not want to let Maddie just roll away with a solo victory or a solo preem either. Both around the corner.
You brought up a good point. I forgot about that last preem, and it's for 100. That's
Yeah, it's a big one.
Substantial.
It is. Seeing 5 now. 104 sits up off the big solo effort with Bowie and Sandoval catching him first. Hers still has enough to be able to jump right back onto the back of that field and be right up to speed again. Yeah, he's trying to get on there. It's right on the back of a little bit of acceleration from Chris Wilson, so bad timing there for him. And I think Maddie's going to get mad at me later, but I had this one lined up. It's 4 to go. It's $100 to lead the lap. $100 to lead the lap. Like I said, Maddie's going to be mad at me. I can feel it already. He's shaking his head. He's like, I thought we were buds, man. I thought we were on the same team out here at the Velodrome.
I think collusion between the announcer and a rider might be pretty severe penalties.
That would be. That would be not a good look for anybody.
Coming around into the home stretches, Brando taking $100.
Is there anybody even nearby? Nobody wants to touch that. $100 for Brando the Mando. I've been using that one for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it works.
You know, I don't think he can hear us. His ears are covered by that enormous helmet.
That's true. That's true. Wow. I guess we need more money next time to encourage more riders to sprint. And he's done.
Oh, he's done.
Done, yes.
Hold the parachute.
Done, son.
Set the e-brake.
Out. 2 to go. Now we're going to watch for the winner of the race. There's cash in winning, too. It's not $100. There's something, though.
Honestly, I didn't know that. I've never won.
Well, now you know. Newsflash. And here we go, lining up for the big finish. It's 1 to go to win the big 10-mile scratch for the Cat 1-2 man. It's John Bowie, Rider of the Year, leading this thing out. No surprise to see that there. Here comes Carl Cunningham along in that second line just right above him. Oh, excuse me, Grant Gibson. That is Colin Gibson, my bad. Colin Gibson trying to hold on to the position, and here comes the move from Sandoval. Sandoval wants to try to sprint for this thing, but Bowie still has a shorter line to the finish line. Can Bowie hold on to this thing? He's in the sprinter's lane, still trying to hold on. Bowie, Sandoval, Bowie will not be denied. Waterline Racing will take this one once again. Gibson flying in for third, Sandoval for second, and an impressive victory for Bowie, who finds yet another win here tonight in the big long scratch.
That Rider of the Year guy sure is good.
Surprising how that works. An impressive race here tonight for Bowie and all. Thank you very much for great racing for the Cat 1-2s. It is now official that Maddie Hers and I have broken all relations for now and forever. I apologize, my friend. I mean, former friend. It has been good. Speaking of it, also has been good. It's been a great night of racing. It's been a great night with all of you. That is the end of the race program. If you're taking off, safe journeys back home. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, and thank you for joining us here at the Velodrome. If you're still hanging out with us, Beverage Garden is open. All purchases go to supporting the racing programs here. More great racing coming at you all throughout the month of July. If you can't remember anything that I said tonight, which I don't even remember what I said, go to velodrome.org/calendar to see all the events coming up. Follow us at JBVelodrome on socials, Instagram, Twitter, and of course you can find us on Facebook. Search for the Velodrome there. You'll find us in no time at all. The website, velodrome.org. You can stay tuned for all updates there. And you can also get signed up for the newsletter for monthly updates from our team.
Corey, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me out again tonight. I hope to not see you too soon, but I hope to come back at some point in the future and co-commentate alongside. It's
Yeah,
been
man.
good.
It has been good. Thank you again, Nolan, for being up here and helping me on the microphone. An enjoyable evening. Thanks to our live stream team for helping me record and make the event special as always. Thanks to our officials for making racing safer and for officiating our event this night. Thanks to our volunteers and, of course, all of our fans. Thanks to the riders. We look forward to hosting you again for more great racing action right here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.